Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Dragon Between podcast, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place in the Eberron pulp fantasy setting created by Keith Baker. New episodes are recorded every other Sunday and released on the following week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for clips and future episodes. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates and news on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and now on with the show. And now, the Dragon Between podcast continues. Is everybody positioned where they would be?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Are you done moving yourselves around?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. And Azaraj, it is your turn. You hear this ear-piercing screech as the creature above, the sound of it echoing throughout the chamber. And there's a barbling, murmuring sound coming from the dodecahedron.
I look around. These all creatures look hostile.
They are turning and looking at all of you. Mainly looking up towards the ceiling. Like the creatures that don't seem to have eyes, their skin covering their eye sockets, are just looking around. Like their heads are turning in places. And you can see the lizardkin creatures which are starting to pull themselves out of the vats.
Jaraj will move over here, closer to his friends.
Okay.
He will hold his action of attack if any creatures come near him.
Okay.
Not sure who's friendly or not.
Not sure who's friendly or not?
Yes. The lizard looked kind of freaky. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. The first lizard-like creature falls out of the tank, and flat on its face, taking 3 bludgeoning damage. And it now pulls itself up from being prone and begins rushing towards the rest of you. And Ender, it is your turn. You see these distended, bulbous creatures which are looking around but not looking directly at you. You just heard a plopping noise as one of the lizardkin creatures plopped down onto the floor and picked itself back up and is rushing forward. And then, of course, there's the creature above you. At the center, almost the center, shuffling around at the top of the chamber.
I'm immediately killing Grimlock 5.
Okay, go for it.
Trying to at least. I'm gonna get advantage with my fighting spirit, I think. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna gain 5 temporary hit points. Yep, okay, and then I'm going to gain advantage and attack.
Well, that's most definitely a hit as you slash into the creature. And cut the creature in half. It just sort of lets out this low, mournful sound as you cut the creature into its bulbous stomach, its intestines spilling out onto the floor in front of you.
Second attack right there.
Okay. That's a critical hit.
Wow.
As you rush forward, slashing into the creature, cutting it from the very tip of its head straight down through to its belly, and it sort of opens up like a horrifying flower.
I'm gonna leap back 5 feet and end my turn.
Okay. there's a warbling sound coming from the gateway behind you. You see some sort of a shimmering field, which is passing over and shimmering over the doorway, which leads out into the hallway beyond the chamber. And let's see. This Grimlock will make a check. It does not hear. And this one will also make a check. And it also does not hear. This Zakandi will slip out of the bath, very nimbly leaping down to the ground as it begins to rush forward with all of its movement to get as close to you as it possibly can, Ender. And it's hefting a heavy club in one of its hands. And Kafeda, it is your turn.
I will hold my action until one of the creatures comes closer to me.
Okay. What about you, Mookie?
Mookie will head toward that creature that is heading toward Ender. I'll use my full movement.
Your full movement? You're going to go straight at the creature? Or
yes.
go towards Ender? Okay. So you sidle up next to the creature.
And will make...
It takes your full action to get to it. You, unfortunately, can only... Yeah.
That's okay.
And the other Zakandis, as Derek sends me a secret message, will attempt to leap down. This one leaps down, cracking its ankle a bit and taking 3 bludgeoning damage as it lands prone, and then begins rushing towards the remainder of you. Yes, Derek, what is your question? You cannot cast spells at all, Derek, while you're wearing a collar.
Okay, because it said Arcane Dampener, and I wasn't sure because, you know...
Arcane Dampener is just the name of the device. It blocks your ability to cast spells if you're a spellcaster.
Oh, okay. Even from my god.
Even from your god. I'm so sorry.
Man, it's been a while since I've talked to him.
And Grimlocks are blind, so they're having a hard time, like, they hear something, but they're having a hard time, like, detecting where you guys are coming from. We'll say right there. There we go. And Ramalia, you'll be coming up here soon. You're up on deck. These Zakandi, I kid you not, are falling out of their bathtubs. And Ramalia, it is your turn.
Ramalia will move up to flank the Takandi number 2
Okay.
with Ziraj and attack with her bone dagger. Is there a way I can do that from the sheet?
Yes. In fact, you have an advantage, so you can roll again or click advantage before you attack. Hey! You need to target it first, though.
Oh, sorry.
So, a 24 would most definitely hit. As you deal 6 piercing damage, shoving the bone dagger into its ribcage. The creature exhales from its throat, just like a coughing noise.
And that's it for me.
Okay. Auri, it is your turn. You can see the Europhian. Looks like it's stirring. Like it's perhaps going to start moving around.
Okay.
Can't you just keep the spell going though? Like heat metal, I think you can do that.
It's not something that requires your action, though. It just continues as long as she doesn't cast another concentration spell.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't fail a concentration check, it'll keep going, I believe.
Okay, so
Let's
yeah,
take a look.
I'll
Yeah,
keep
it is a concentration spell. She just can't cast another concentration spell.
Okay, and it rolls on its turn, or
Let's see. It will take 2d8 fire damage. It says you can use your bonus action to cause this damage again.
okay, yeah, I will. I will
so-
definitely do that then.
Just checking. I don't know if it needs to make another save.
I think it has to make a con save to avoid dropping whatever it's holding.
Oh, it can't drop it. It's like
So just
yeah. So it just I believe it would just take the damage if it failed its save, right? Or does the damage just keep going?
It goes for 1 minute.
Okay, so yeah, she just roll the damage, the 2d8 damage on it.
It's 3 because I did it at 3rd level.
You would have to spend a spell slot to make it 3 damage again. It's just 2d8 damage regularly. If I'm not mistaken, I believe when you cast it the first
To
time,
continue it.
while it's
I don't
going,
know. I think when you cast a spell using a spell slot at 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each slot above the second level. It doesn't say anything about it only being the first attack, so I'm assuming it's just all like the damage is like that the whole time. So if you cast it at level 9, every single turn for a minute until it drops its helmet, it would take 1d8 plus 7 or 7d8.
yeah, it doesn't say anything in the spell description that says that it shouldn't do that extra d8 since you used the spell slot. So I would say yeah, that would be 3d8. So there's another screeching sound from the creature as it takes another 16 fire damage as this purple helmet is now blindingly hot, illuminating the space around it and the creature itself. Now that was your bonus action. You still have your main action. You can move around the chamber.
No, I think I'm gonna maybe move just a tiny bit, just so that they have to go by my friends to get to me. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, you know what? You just put that on the wrong creature. So
Put what on the wrong creature?
You put the damage on one of the lizard creatures. So I'm gonna drop the damage on the Erophian. And take
that's
that.
weird. I have him targeted.
That is weird. And I'll take that damage off of it.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's the only one I have targeted too. That's really strange.
Yeah, it's super
You must have
weird.
dropped it on the map.
That's super weird.
I'd like to take my held action.
Well, you can't take your held action in the middle of her turn, sir.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move in front of Cafetia there, and
In fact, the damage didn't even that's weird. The damage that I just dropped on it didn't take. So let me try doing it this way. No, that's not right either.
It's a creature that's even outsmarted the DM, guys. We're doomed.
Let's try this again. I'm just gonna manually do the damage for now. I cleared the damage off of the creature, the creature that it originally fell on, and I'm just gonna manually add this 16 fire damage to it. There we go. All right. So you're just gonna skitter step forward?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it, because I only have concentration spells unless they're heals.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright. The Zakandi will slip out from its... Well, and it will not break its ankle. It slips down, falling down, and now rushing over towards Kafeda.
And I'll take my attack or
Oh,
my
I'm
held
sorry.
action over I can.
Zaraj, you wanted to take your held action. Do you want to do that first before it moves?
Yes.
Go for it. And then I'll let you do your held action if you want to do that before it goes. So we'll do Zaraj first, and then you, Kafeda. That unfortunately is a miss with your your bone glaive.
It has advantage though, because
That's-
I'm on the other side.
That's true. You do have advantage on the creatures on the attack. That is also a miss.
no.
I believe you have more than one attack, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I held an action. Therefore, I'm not allowed
That's
to
true. You only get the one
Yep.
attack with the held action.
Yep. Therefore, I will end my held action.
Okay. Then yes, now it is your turn, Kafeda. Before the creature leaps down and rushes towards you. You saw the movement as you're looking around the room.
Oh, well, that was the one I was going to use my attack on, was the one that just approached me.
Okay. Do you want to wait until it approaches you then? We'll just do that.
Yes. I'd rather not throw my dagger at it.
Okay, fair enough. It used its full movement to get to you. So you would now be able to take your attack.
Let me make sure I have it targeted.
Okay. Actually, no. It did not use its full movement. So it will attack you.
Alright, I'll try and figure out how to target it.
Okay. Well, it's going to try to club you to death, or at the very least, knock you out. So it first cracks you in the head with its first attack, and then hits you again. Reaching out, grabbing the back of your head as it's bashing you in your head, trying to knock you unconscious. And now you can take your turn. And that's most definitely a hit. As your pitted and rusted rapier, you're able to stab into the creature. Dealing 6 piercing damage as you stab it in its torso.
That's all I can do.
Don't you have more than one attack?
Oh, it was a held action.
Oh, see, I keep forgetting. Thank you guys for reminding me. I keep forgetting about the held action.
I'll take more attacks if you want to give me more attacks, but...
No, it's all good. So the Erophian is going to shimmy over. I believe does it take damage on your turn or on its turn, Auri?
It just took damage on my turn. I can use it again with my bonus
Yeah,
attack.
it says you. Yeah, it
turn.
takes damage on your turn.
Yeah.
So it moves forward. Its brilliant hat glowing orange above you all, emanating a little bit of dim light out from it. And it's going to attempt to attack the closest thing it can see, which appears to be Mookie. Using its attacks, it will first attempt to grab Mookie.
Ah!
This tendril comes slashing out from its body and grabs Mookie. And Mookie, you are grappled and restrained by this creature.
Does the tendril count as a ranged weapon?
Oh, you know what? I apologize. It has disadvantage on
kidding.
its attacks because of the heat metal. So let me roll that attack again to see if it missed. No, it's... Whoops. I'm just going to roll a d20 and add its modifier. No, it still hit. I'm sorry. What did you say, Mookie?
Nothing. It was nothing.
Okay. It is also going to, let's see. It has you grappled. It's going to lash out and attempt to attack Ender with disadvantage with one of its tentacles. And still targeting Mookie. So let me roll another attack, see if it targets
hit me,
you,
though.
Ender. It did. Yeah, I rolled it. It didn't roll a disadvantage for some reason, though.
Oh, well.
Okay, it still got you. So these tendrils whip out and grab you, wrapping around your body. With its last 2 tendril attacks, it will attempt to grab Yaliak. I'm going to assume that's going to miss you, Yaliak. I didn't roll disadvantage, but I'm going to assume that misses you. A 9. And with its last attack, it will attempt to grab Auri. And make sure... I got to remember to roll it disadvantage. There we go. It still hits you. It grabs you, Auri.
Owie.
And let's see. Excuse me. It can only use its real ability, I believe, on one of the creatures that it... Oh. No, it actually whips all 3 of you into the air. You're all being pulled straight towards its body, 25 feet. So you're all... It's like it took a yo-yo, flung it out, and it's now pulling you up towards its body. So Mookie, Ender, and Auri are now being yanked towards its body. You're not right there at its body yet, but you're being yanked and pulled towards it. And that's the end of its turn. Yaliak, it is your turn. This angry traffic-prone creature just grabbed 3 of your companions and is pulling them up towards it. And it tried to grab you.
You should roll for Ari's concentration.
Well, it grappled and restrained. It didn't do damage, so it doesn't require a concentration.
Well,
Yaliak, emboldened by her desperation, I guess, will make her way over to the Europhian and pull out her bone short sword and be like, "Yeah!" And she'll sing a song, I guess. I don't know. Sure.
So you're just gonna pull out your sword and yell at it?
And stab it.
Well, unfortunately, it's 40 feet in the air above you.
Oh.
Throw your sword.
Throw your sword at it. Do it.
Chuck it.
Improvised attack. Do it. I'll allow it.
I mean, it's technically a melee weapon, so is that?
It is a melee weapon. It would be an improvised ranged attack. So you would roll a d20 plus your modifier, which would
Strength?
be it would be your dex modifier.
Plus 2, 14.
14. The Europhian. Unfortunately, that is a miss on it. It has a higher AC than that, unfortunately. Is that all you?
My weapon back?
Your weapon clatters to the ground a couple of feet away from you.
Okay. Well, I will pick it up.
And as you look towards the dodecahedron, you can see that it is now whipping around inside of this thing, like it's trying to get out. And the viscous fluid above and the clear fluid below are now mixing. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. The other Zakandis are going to continue to try and crawl out from the containers, leaping down onto the ground, and then rushing as far as they can. The Grimlocks, I'm just going to go ahead and say, yeah, they probably don't notice anything. And they don't. That's a 2. Their wisdom is -1 on their perception checks, unfortunately, for them. And this one definitely leaps down and will also rush as fast as it possibly can. As the others are now closing the distance as they slip out of these briny vats. And this one now rushes towards you, Kafeda, and is going to attempt to club you like the other one did. Whapping you as hard as it possibly can, missing on the first attack and on the second attack. It seems to almost drop its club as it tries to hit you. The horrible yellowish substance is now making the club slip in its fingers. It is now your turn.
Alright, Kelfeda is gonna try and stab the wrist of the whatever the creature is that tried to attack her.
Okay.
The combat tracker likes to hide from me.
It's hiding from you. Oh no.
It's hiding underneath the map.
Gotcha. Well, that's most definitely a hit, but you hit the wrong creature. You hit a Grimlock.
Oh, it's right underneath it.
That's okay.
Was it?
That would have still hit it. That just meets its AC.
Alright, and she'll try and stab it at its neck, and then followed by the...
Okay. That is also a hit as you stab it with a dagger. Unfortunately, your last attack is a miss.
Damn it. Let's see, is there anything else I can do?
You can get clubbed into unconsciousness.
I will use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay. Okay. That's right, you are a bard. Swashbuckler.
It's supposed to be a swashbuckler.
Isn't a swashbuckler a bard archetype?
It's a rogue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the rogue archetype.
That's true.
On my turn.
Mookie, would you like to attempt to escape from this creature which is reeling you up towards the ceiling?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me see. I believe that is either a strength or a dexterity check, but let me double check. Let's see. Yes, make an escape check. That's either a strength or a dexterity, whichever is your favored check.
I will do a dexterity check.
Do a dexterity check. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You manage to slip free from the creature. You are no longer grappled by it, or restrained, and you begin to fall down to the ground. Make a dexterity saving throw. I'll go ahead and roll that for you. I keep saying make a save, and I'm realizing that you can't because you're not able to log in. Unfortunately, you take 4 bludgeoning damage and you fall prone. Now you can use half your movement to stand up. You will have the rest of your movement, which rounding down, you've got 10 feet left.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stand up. Did I land in that same spot that I'm on the screen?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and move, like...
Yeah, we'll say that you're roughly like a little bit stutter step like there.
Okay. Let me go ahead and move the rest of my action, like, northeast a little bit.
Back towards the creature, or to the other one that's Ender is engaged with, or about to be?
Or, I'm sorry, northwest. Other way.
Northwest.
I have no directional ability,
No,
sorry.
that's okay. And let's see, Grimlocks. That's not the right one. I want this one. Not moving. The Zakandi steps up towards you, Zaraj. Or no, actually. It stays right where it is. And Zaraj, this creature looks like it. You're not sure if it's aiming at you or aiming at Kafeda. But you watch as its tendrils begin to unfurl out, and it sneezes, firing this blob of mucus at you. And you just manage to duck out of the way as the mucus hurls over you, hitting the ground, and there's a sizzling sound as it seems to be melting the floor slightly. It then rushes up towards you. And the other Zakandi is now going to attempt to whack you with its club. Missing on its first attack, and missing on its second attack. And Ender, you have a little bit of trouble in your hands as these Zakandi are now beginning to swarm you. This one rushes forth, attempting to club you. I don't know why it hit. Oh, it can't because you're up in the air. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. It'll go after Mookie instead.
No!
It was striking nothing. It was hitting air. Mookie, you are missed on the first attack, but hit on the second one. It deals 8 bludgeoning damage to you.
Oh.
The other Zakandi is now going to rush towards the weaponless Yaliak and is going to attempt in the same fashion to whap Yaliak with its club, missing on its first attack and then missing on its second attack. The other Grimlocks are going to continue to roll. Let's see. Nope. This one is going to rush forward and attack Yaliak. I don't know why that is doing that. Oh, there we go. They're dogpiling on Yaliak, but rolling a natural 1 on its first attack, and then rolling an 11, missing her again. Auri, it is your turn again.
Okay, I want to try and get out of this grapple.
Okay. It takes your action to do so. Make either a strength or dexterity grapple check. Whichever one you favor.
Neither.
Okay. You're still being held fast by the creature, and it looks like you are now accelerating towards it.
Oh no.
But not yet. I believe you can. I could be wrong, but I believe you still have your bonus action.
Well, I was curious if I still have concentration on that or not.
It doesn't impose a concentration check because it didn't inflict damage. It just grappled and restrained you.
Okay, so can I still do the damage to it though?
Yeah, I would say that you'd still have your bonus action.
Okay.
Even though it takes your action to attempt to escape.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my bonus action to inflict the damage.
Go for it.
And hopefully it's only him that is targeted, so hopefully.
Hey, it worked that time.
There we go.
7 fire damages. The creature is now screaming. You can see that its mouth, this O-shaped mouth, lined with teeth that look like scalpels.
Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. The other Zakandi is going to target... you know what? It feels like it should go after... Kafeda. Sorry, Kafeda.
I disagree with that.
You disagree with that? I mean, it's only fair, you know. These guys don't hit for, nothing. Except when they actually do hit. This time it actually inflicts 7 bludgeoning damage to you, whacking you in the face. And the other Zakandi are now running as fast as they possibly can to get towards you all. Yaliak, it is your turn. There's a lizard man in your way, and your sword is between its legs.
Okay, I will run towards my sword.
Okay. You don't have to run far, it's literally right between its legs.
Oh, gosh. Can I attempt to, punch it in the face and then try to grab my sword?
I would say that it'd be very easy for you, and as part of your action, to grab your sword and attack it.
Alright, well, with lightning speed, I pick up the sword and, of course, with my,
Unfortunately, you
super...
miss.
Dang it. Then she punches it in the face.
And then you
No,
punch
just
yourself. I think you have yourself targeted. There you go.
Okay,
I targeted yourself.
Well, can I do anything else?
You can try to run away from it.
She'll just stand her ground and end her turn there.
Okay. Ender, it's your turn. Would you like to escape?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, could I attack its tentacle arm?
Well, technically, I'd say yes. But you are grappled and restrained, so I don't know if you can attack it. Because
restrained, I probably can't. If I was just grappled, I might be able to.
Yeah, it's okay. Essentially yeah. You could try to wiggle free from it, either using your strength or dexterity check, whichever your favor.
I'd like to. Oh, I don't use athletics.
No, this is just a grapple check. This isn't an athletics or a acrobatics check.
Okay.
That is enough to get free from it. Make an acrobatics check to see if you can avoid taking bludgeoning damage as you fall 25 feet to the ground.
Sure thing.
That is like a cat. Ender's Grace. You land right next to Zakandi number 4. Sword in hand. Now, it took your action to get free. You still have your bonus action.
Can I do an action surge?
You can totally do your action surge.
That's what I like to do.
And as we settled before, out of game, you get all of your attacks. You just don't get an extra bonus action. But you haven't used your bonus action yet. Remember that.
Yeah, I just used one action to escape, so technically I only get 2 attacks. Because I used my first action to escape. Now my second
But you still have your bonus attack, your bonus action, so you could get that bonus action attack with your offhand attack, I believe. Or is that?
I only got one sword.
That's true. You only got the one sword.
All right, so I'm attacking. I'm helping out Mookie, my new friend.
Let me take the restrained and grappled effect off of you. There we go.
Aw.
That is most definitely a hit. So you carve into the creature, dealing 10 slashing magical damage to the creature, hitting it yet again, and dealing another 11 damage. This thing is barely hanging on by a thread.
End of my turn.
Okay. And Zaraj, it is your turn.
Zaraj.
This thing just tried to shoot an acidic booger at you.
Well, kill the creature in front of it, the lizard guy.
That's a hit.
He will swing at it again.
Okay. I'm not sure why you're slashing with advantage.
She is the opposite side of me. She is.
Oh, that's right. You're hitting a different one. Sorry. Thought you were hitting the one that was in front of you that shot the booger.
That's his next in line. He has to wait his turn.
You carving the creature. It falls dead to the ground.
Now I killed you, just with regular attack. Oh, look at that! Almost crit.
Almost a crit. And you did 12 slashing damage. Ender, I think you found a boyfriend.
And I will end my turn there.
Okay. And Ramalia, it is your turn.
I'll up to flank the Takandi number 10 with Daraj.
Now keep in mind, flanking only counts if you are corner to corner.
Oh.
So unfortunately, you won't gain any flanking on him unless Zaraj were to move into to give you flanking. Like if, say, Zaraj shutter stepped south 5 feet.
I'll just still just go behind him. It's fine.
Okay.
And where'd my sheet go?
If you need me to share it, I can.
I got it.
Okay.
It was hidden.
That, unfortunately, is a miss. Poor Romalia, man. Spellcasters, man.
Yep, and I'm done.
When you neuter them, oh. All right. Well, this creature is going to rush forth, getting close to you, and as it does so, it will attempt to shoot an acidic booger at you. This blob of acid hits you on the side of your body, and the acid begins eating into your skin, dealing 5 acid damage to you, Romalia. It then closes the distance, running up to you. Don't worry, Ender. That's coming. And the Grimlocks continue to mope around the Europhian. Let's see. It's got one person still attached towards it. It pulls you, Auri, straight up towards its mouth. And you can see its scalpel-like teeth almost seem to be rotating like a garbage disposal.
Please, no, I don't taste good.
And let's see, it's going to attempt to mind blast you, to incapacitate you. Make an intelligence save. There is this wave of psionic energy that comes off, crackles around the creature's eye, and a little bit of some sort of orange substance begins leaking out like a tear. And there's this strange crackling sensation, and the creature is now roaring as whatever it was trying to do did not go off. It will then attempt to grab Yalik. And Yalik, you are grappled and restrained as it is reeling you up towards it. It seems to be focusing its attention on just the two of you at the moment. The other Zakandis will... One of them rushes towards you, Ender, attempting to bludgeon you with its club. There we go. It critically hits you, as it just happens to, like, sideswipe you, dealing 11 damage, reduced down to 6 with its first
If I
attack.
was wearing my adamantium. Damn it!
That would have totally, yeah, man. It then hits you again. Bam! Hitting you for 4 more bludgeoning damage. The last Zakandi is going to rush towards Kafeda and target her and attempt to shoot an acidic blob at her. Just misses her as it closes the distance, rushing up towards her. And Zaraj, it is your turn yet again.
Alright, I will swing my bone cleave again.
This orc is so uncivilized.
That is a hit.
Talks like this.
As you impact and put a crater in this creature's head.
Die! And I will turn around and swing at it again.
That is a critical hit as Zaraj whips around, cracking the Zakandi, which rushed towards Kafeda.
I've been waiting too long for this.
And you deal 14 damage from your bone glaive to the creature. Or I'm sorry, that's a miss. That's not attack damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got too excited.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
I'll move right there,
Okay.
and I'll end my turn.
Alright. The Zakandi will continue to, this time now, pulling out its heavy club, whacking into and missing with its first hit, but connecting on the second one to Ramalia, whacking you in the temple. It seems to be trying to beat you into submission or knock you unconscious. And Mookie, on your turn, what would you like to do? You see that you have creatures on all sides of you.
Yeah. I'm going.
You can hear the sound of two of your companions struggling as you glance up towards the ceiling where that Europhian is. You can see Auri is right near its mouthful of scalpel-like teeth.
I would like to. I don't know if I could help Ari this way, but I'd like to. I should have 3 strikes. I'd like to throw 2 darts at the Europhian.
Okay.
If possible, and then I'll take an unarmed strike against the creature that's to my east.
All right. It is a disadvantaged attack on your 2 attacks to the Europhian, but you can totally do it.
I'm gonna try to aim for like the arm that's holding Ari and see if it'll let her go.
Unfortunately, your darts go wide with your 2 attacks with the darts.
No.
And what would you like to do with your last attack? Make it an unarmed strike?
Yeah.
Okay. And who would you like to attack?
I'll attack that guy just east of me, right next to me.
Okay. You're gonna whack him with an unarmed attack?
I'm gonna beat him
Beat him!
in the face.
That, unfortunately, is a miss. Your fist just sort of glides off the side of his face as you try to punch him directly in his tentacle face.
Well, that's it for me.
You still have movement. Would you like to run away?
Sure. Can I jump over him and run, like, to the right, like behind him?
You can totally move around him.
I will do that.
Whenever you do that, you if you move out of their space, they're gonna get an opportunity attack on you. And if you're going behind them, that means you're going to be not just provoking 1 attack. Well, if you stay on the other side of them, I think.
Shit. I'll just run away from him.
Okay. Where would you like to run?
Anywhere.
You
I'll
can
just
move.
run
You can move up
to
to
the left.
25 feet since you use your action to attack.
Then I will go ahead and do, yeah, right there.
Okay. The Zakandi in front of you will attempt to hit you with its club as you move away from it.
Of course.
And it hits you. And as you turn to run away from it, it cracks you with 7 bludgeoning damage. You nearly ass over tea kettle fall onto the ground, but manage to keep yourself from falling.
Dang.
The other Zakandi rushes forth, and as it gets closer to you, Zaraj, it will attempt to shoot you with an acid booger. Because that's what they do. It manages to
I
hit
am not
you,
afraid.
dealing 8 acidic damage as this gelatinous acidic booger lands on your arm, on your shoulder, your left shoulder, and begins burning into your skin. On the Eurofian's turn, it will... Let's see if it can recharge its ability. It does not. It cannot use that. It will instead... Let's see... bite you, Ari. Or no, I'm sorry. It will reel Yaliak up to it. It will attempt to bite... we'll see. Roll a d20. It's going to try to bite Yaliak. And it misses you, Yaliak. Strange enough, even after you're right in its face, it just is so excited. It has 2 targets to go after, and it can't quite decide what to bite.
She just looks at it and sticks her tongue out. Like, you miss?
The Zakandi are continuing to try and beat the prisoners into submission, missing on its first attack, but again hitting you in your shoulder, right where your clavicle is, Ender, dealing 4 bludgeoning damage to you. And it is your turn.
Alright. So, on this turn, I'm going to finish off Sakandi 4, and I'm going to start off by hitting
That is a hit. As you slash into it with your purple katana, cutting its head off. You watch as the tendrils are continuing to move on the front of its lizard face.
Alright. I'm going to use my bonus action to give myself 5 temporary health.
Okay.
And give myself advantage on this attack.
Okay. And that is also a hit. As you spin around, cutting into the creature, dealing 9 slashing damage.
And now for this movement, I'm going... So both Yalik and Ari are dangling up in the air next to the Mind Flayer Roper, right?
Correct. And you keep hearing this weird vibration that's reverberating coming off of this creature, like it's trying to do something, but it can't quite do it. And all of you now are starting to feel this strange vibration in the ground, in the air around you, as if something is coming.
Right there. Ending my turn.
Okay. Ramalia, it is your turn. This creature is attempting to beat you into submission.
Which one's Yamalia?
Ramalia is Ashley's character. She's way over to the west. Ramalia, you are feeling that same weird vibration sensation in your mind. Like something is speaking, but you're not sure what they're saying.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna try and hit this Takandi right next to me.
Okay. That is most definitely a hit. As you stab the creature the side of its neck, dealing 4 piercing damage to it, yanking your bone dagger back.
Yay. I'm done.
Okay. Auri, would you like to attempt to get free from this creature?
Yes, please.
Okay. Go ahead and make an escape check.
Oh, why is there 2?
Roll at disadvantage for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. What did you drop? It dropped to 16. You are falling out of its grip.
Oh, okay.
You fall down. You can make an acrobatics check to attempt to not take damage as you land on the top of the dodecahedron. Okay, with a cat's-like grace, Auri, you land right in the edge of the dodecahedron, nearly falling over its strange, multi-polyhedral-sided shape. And as you land, there's a bumping noise as several of the tentacles terminating in orb-like eyes are like mushing against one of the glass apertures. You are no longer grappled and restrained. You have your bonus action to attack the creature with your concentration.
Yep, I'm just gonna do.
Go for it. That is 13 fire damage to the creature, as it again screeches out in agony.
Right, and that is my turn.
Okay. You still have movement if you'd like to slide off the top of this thing.
I want to like land on the ground at least, so I'm not like gonna fall in. But yeah.
Okay. Make another acrobatics check. Yep, you're able to very easily fall to the side of the device onto the ground. And you still have your full movement. Minus your action, obviously.
Can he reach me if I move though, or am I okay?
You're not sure. He seemed to reach you from all the way up on the ceiling. He's been reaching down and grabbing your companions all around you.
True. So I'm just gonna stay there because I don't want him to slap me if I try and move.
Okay. So do you want to stay on the dodecahedron, or do you want to go off of it?
I just slid to the bottom of it.
Okay. You can position yourself or show where you want to go to if you like, or on the map.
Like.
There we go.
Yeah, just right off of.
We'll say you're like right there.
Perfect.
Okay. And Gaveda, it is your turn.
I'm going to use my bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
I'm going to go there. Fortunately, I don't have enough movement to flank the creature, but I've tried.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm going to stab it twice in its side and once with the rapier.
Go for it. That is a hit. Dealing 6 piercing damage to the creature as you stab it with your bone dagger. Unfortunately, your second attack with the bone dagger is a miss. And your third attack with your rusted rapier is also a miss.
I'll end my turn then.
Okay. The Zakandi right behind you, Yaliak, is going to continue to attempt to beat you unconscious. Oh wait, it can't because you got reeled up to the ceiling. I am so sorry. Saved by the Europhian. Instead, it is going to chase after the halfling, attempting to whack the halfling into submission, missing on its first and its second attack. And Yaliak, it is your turn. Would you like to escape from the grip of the creature? You're right in its face, its scalpel-like teeth grinding and rotating like a garbage disposal. And it's warbling this horrible smell as its flesh is being burnt by this helmet that it's wearing.
Yaliak will kind of push on it and struggle and be like, let go of me! And she will attempt to break free.
All right. That's a strength or dexterity check. Escape check, I should say. Unfortunately, that is not enough.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I think you just is that just a flat D20 for Yaliak?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna add the modifiers.
Yeah,
but
even with a +2, unfortunately, that is a 5.
yeah.
I think you rolled.
Well-
You rolled as Lathana.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's okay.
she'll just wriggle around some more, and that's the end of her turn.
No worries. Zaraj, the creature in front of you, misses on its first attack, and then critically cracks you in the skull with its heavy club, dealing 9 bludgeoning damage to you. And the other Zakandi is now going to rush towards Ender. Actually, there's a new target. Auri is right here. Instead, the Zakandi will go towards Auri and will attempt to hit her. These things just don't want to leave you alone, Auri, as it cracks you in the back of your head. You just have a moment to look around as it whaps you once, dealing 3 bludgeoning damage, and then it misses you on its second attack. And Auri, it is your turn again. You have your full action, your bonus action, and your movement.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action on the mean,
The mean traffic cone?
the evil traffic cone bully.
Okay. You deal 10 fire damage to the creature.
Okay, and I'll use my action to just punch the one next to me, because, I mean,
Fair enough.
why not?
Go ahead and make an unarmed strike. The strength, that's be a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Okay, is it actually on here? Or...
I think it's just a flat d20. I don't think you have
Okay.
I don't think you have an unarmed attack programmed on your sheet.
Probably not.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Darn it. Well, I had to try.
You
Okay.
go to punch it, and you get a mouthful of mucus, or a
Ew.
fistful of mucus as it's trying to suck on the end of your fist.
Gross. Well, I tried.
You still have your
And my
movement.
turn. Yes, I'm gonna stay here. It's fine.
Okay. All right. The other Zakandi Mookie is going to continue to attempt to hit you with its club, missing on its first attack and missing on its second attack. And then Ender, it is your turn again.
All right,
You're-
I'm gonna finish off Zakandi 1.
Okay. You're still hearing that weird burbling, murmuring noise in your mind. All of you are, but it's getting louder now. That is a hit. So you slash into the creature, dealing 9 slashing damage. And hit it yet again with your katana. This time, cutting it in a slashing fashion, separating the top half of its body at an angle as it slides to the ground.
Alright, now I'm going to move to right here.
Okay. Scanning the chamber,
Is
you
there any way I can stand right there?
Yeah, you're not breaking its threat. It's engaged with Auri.
Cool. I'm gonna stand in between it and Sakandi.
Okay.
Anyways, I would like to call out to the what is the center thing? The call
Zesh?
it a big word.
The Europhian?
Yes, no, not the Europhian, but I wanted to talk to Raz, or I forget his name.
Zesh?
The Beholder?
Zesh, yes, Zesh. I'd like
Okay.
to call out to Zesh.
Okay, as you
And
rush
just-
forth, you call out to Zesh.
Any help would be appreciated.
Okay.
End of my turn.
Alrighty. The Zakandi next to you, Ramalia, first attempts to hit you with its club, managed to connect with you, dealing 7 bludgeoning damage. It then turns its attention away from you, spinning to Kafeda and attempting to hit her with its club. And connects, dealing 4 bludgeoning damage. Kafeda cracking your nose, nearly breaking it. Yaliak, it is your turn. Would you like to attempt to escape again? That's you, Sabrina. Did we lose Sabrina?
Her mic is.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, she's going to reel around and escape.
Okay.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
No.
that is just shy of what you need to escape from this creature.
oh, sorry. That was actually not a dice roll. I just like dragged the number, so
That was not a dice roll? Okay.
yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Stat. Okay.
You're lagging pretty
Plus
bad.
2, so
Yeah,
19.
Yeah, it's lagging super, super bad for you for some reason. But with that roll, you are able to
Okay.
get free from the creature. So you are now falling. Make an acrobatics check. Not as Lithana, but as Yaliak. So that would be a d20 plus 2. Or excuse me. Yeah, d20 plus 2. Oh.
Meh.
You take 7 bludgeoning damage and you fall prone. You still have your movement.
Ah! Okay.
Just gonna shift him a little bit there. Say you're right there.
I guess I'm gonna try to move
Okay.
this way.
You can stand up and then half of your movement left. So you can move 15 feet.
Okay, I'll move to here.
Okay. You won't take an opportunity attack from the Zakandi because it's going after Auri.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. This Zakandi sees you now, Ender, and attempts to whap you with its club. It is after 10, guys. How much longer would you guys like to go?
Would we be able to finish it off in like 15 minutes?
I believe so.
Oh, I can't do another hour, but I can do like another 15 minutes or so.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah,
I'm good
I'm
for
good.
longer.
I'm good whenever.
No, I can stay longer.
Okay. Whoops. So Zaraj, you take 5 bludgeoning damage as it misses on its first attack, it hits you on the second, cracking you. Let's see. The Eurofane is now going to shuffle forward, looking around. It sees all these tasty targets. It's going to attempt to reel Auri once again up to it, because it has a quote unquote a bit of a hatred for her for some reason. And it manages to grab you. And once again wrapping you up and pulling you up towards it. And it will do the same thing for Yaliak. Attempting to grab you, Yaliak, once again. And for some reason it was attacking... Nope, that would have missed you. It missed you on that attack. It will try to attack you again. I think you're still... Yeah, it still had you restrained. I'm so sorry, Sabrina. And it grabs you, manages to grab you and restrain you yet again, and is going to reel the two of you up to it. Not all the way. Zaraj, it is your turn.
Draj. He will continue slaughtering this creature in front of him.
Okay. That's a hit. And you cut the creature's head off.
It will turn and look at the one that hit him in the head.
Okay.
She won't turn.
That unfortunately is a miss.
Swings wide, but this time
Third attack hits.
it will connect. And he will
Dealing
end it.
11 slashing damage to the creature. And Kaveda, it's your turn.
I'm going to take a step to my left.
Alrighty.
Alright. Hopefully I'll be able to take this one out.
Go for it. Unfortunately, well, don't forget you have advantage. So roll that attack again. That's critical hit. And your second attack is also a hit. As you manage to stick your bone dagger into the back of its skull, it nearly falls over into Romalia's arms.
Alright, then I'll dance my way back over there and I will pierce it with my rapier.
Go for it. Mookie, your turn is coming up next. That's a hit. You deal 7 piercing damage to the creature as you stab it with your rusted rapier. And Mookie, I believe it is your turn.
Mookie is going to go ham on this guy right next to her with 3 unarmed attacks.
Okay. So as you begin to kick and punch the creature in its face, connecting with your first attack, and critically hit it with your second attack.
Yeah.
And with your third attack, hitting it yet again, catching it with a punch, elbow, and then a spin kick, cracking the side of the creature's head as it impacts the floor, falling dead.
Woohoo!
Now you still have your movement.
I will move toward the European.
Okay.
Like kind of above it.
Unfortunately, it's attached to the ceiling.
Oh, I mean above where it is on the map.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I apologize. I misunderstood.
No, it's okay.
Romalia, it is your turn.
Romalia will move over to flank the number 3 to Condi with thunder.
Romalia, you are now hearing a voice in your head saying, "Peace. Peace be with you." In fact, all of you are hearing that voice whispering.
Can you repeat that?
No.
Will you repeat that?
Maybe. Or I might say something else.
And I'll just go at it with my little bone dagger again. Oh, hold on, let me do advantage first.
Yes, you do have advantage. And that's most definitely a hit. As you sink your bone dagger into the fleshy surface of the creature, dealing 3 piercing damage. That strange voice echoing in your mind. And Auri, the Zakandi is going to continue to attempt to club you. I don't know why. Oh, it can't because you are reeled up in the air, aren't you? Instead, it will attack Ender.
No.
But why not?
Yeah, kill him. I want that sword.
But what
I
about
think
the
it has advantage.
what about
Oh,
the
good, it-
space-time continuum? Since this technically
Well, if
happened.
Ender and Ari die here, they just get replaced with the doppelgangers.
All right. So first, you take a total of 14 bludgeoning damage from this creature as it whacks into you. And Mookie, before you turn in, there is a sudden, brilliant beams of light from the ceiling where the creature is. In a few spots, these apertures open that you didn't notice, none of you have noticed before, and these lithe humanoids begin descending from the ceiling.
Guys, anyone else see this?
No, it's dark up there.
That doesn't bode well for us.
Do we know what this is? What these people are?
Oh yes. Would you like me to share a picture?
Of course.
You see a pair of these flying down from the ceiling. Well, not so much flying, but floating.
Oh no.
I don't like it.
Slowly floating down from the ceiling. All right, Mookie, it's your turn.
Oh no, I surrender. Mookie's going to move down toward the creature that's next to the European.
Okay.
Like below it, I guess, right below it where it would be, and I'll attack that guy 3 times as well.
Oh, the Zakandi?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna punch and kick him?
Yes, please.
Okay. Alright, well that actually, I apologize. I'm gonna shift you because you'll get flanking on that attack. So you manage to strike the creature on your first attack and whack it once again, roundhouse kick, and then on your final unarmed strike, you elbow the creature in the side of its head, clocking it and caving in the side of its head. It falls dead.
Woohoo!
Mookie's no joke, guys.
No way.
And Audi, it is your turn again. Would you like to attempt to escape from this creature? You're about 25 feet up in the air as it's reeling you in towards its mouth once again. And now you are hearing this cacophony of sounds of peace. Still yourselves.
Peace.
You cut out there,
You
Jeremy.
cut out. I'm very confused.
Peace.
Again, it just sounded like you burped real quick.
Peace.
It did it again! No!
Auri, you managed to get out of this creature's tendrils and you're falling to the ground. Make an acrobatics check. Okay. You nearly land on top of Ender and do a backward somersault next to him. We'll say you landed right there.
Cool.
You still have your bonus action and your movement. If you would like to continue to burn this creature.
I guess I do that. Yeah. I think he's saying peace too. That's why I'm confused.
I apologize if it just sounds like me burping.
It did there. It sounded like this.
Oh. Let me try
That's what
like
it sounded
this.
like. No, it did it again. You're just trolling us, dude. Stop. Stop it, Jeremy. You do the same thing every time.
I'm so sorry.
He's either saying peace or he's saying penis.
Or let me finish. It sounds like this, Jeremy. It sounds like there's like you go, then there's silence, and then there's something at the end that you go like.
Okay.
There's something in between that we don't hear.
I'm actually just saying penis over and over again.
Dang it! I will not get tentacle monstered.
Ari.
Is this all just a euphemism for me and Ari having sex in a bush? Because this is really fucked up, man.
Imagine if you guys wake up and that's what's actually happening.
Okay, you know what?
Do we eat mushrooms? Is this what this is? Just a Shadow March's mushroom trip?
Auri, would you like to drop your damage on your ruffian?
Okay. I'm like
Whoa.
scared that it's. Yeah, what the hell just happened there?
I'll take
What's
the 8. I'll tell you what. I'll take the 8 damage. How about that?
Okay.
I'll manually add that to the Eurofian.
What happened
So
though? Why does this weird?
There
What
we
am I
go.
doing? that
I don't
keeps
know.
making this happen?
I don't think you had it targeted, or maybe you didn't drop it on it.
She doesn't have it targeted.
That's weird.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. I manually added it for you. Now, you still have movement. You're right behind Ender as you gracefully did a backflip right behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit further away again because this thing really likes me.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. And the Zakandi 5 is going to continue to attempt to take out one of you at least and knock you unconscious. It's just doing his job, guys. You know, he's just trying to like do the will of the flares. Zaraj, it's your turn.
Zaraj will swing at this creature in front of him.
Okay, that unfortunately is a miss.
He's so angry, I'll swing again.
Okay, that's a hit. And you manage to cut the creature's head, splitting it.
Can I turn around and see the mind fire coming down? Or is he on the ground already?
He is floating above from the ceiling. He hasn't. He's essentially he's 40 feet above you in that exact position.
Oh, okay. Then I will move over here.
Okay.
And swing my last attack.
Go for it. That's a critical hit.
Die, creature!
Ender, are you impressed?
One. Good work.
Are you impressed, Ender? I'm like...
These are 3 criticals.
Zaraj is running around like, are you not entertained?
Die! I've been waiting for this forever!
Okay. Yaliak, you are being reeled up towards this creature once again. It's got a hard on for you. Would you like to try and escape from it?
Yes, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Much better, yeah.
Alright. She will try to...
I would imagine this is probably going to be the last round, right? Because I think you said you wanted to cut out soon, Ender, right?
Yeah. I don't want to stay up much later.
I understand. I also have to get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, so I understand. Unfortunately, that's not going to be good enough, Lathana.
Well, do I die?
Excuse me, Yaliak. Do you die? Do you die?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, we'll find out.
Next episode, we're dead.
Ramalia, it is your turn. Most of the creatures have fallen or are dead. Nothing on the ground except for the bulbous creatures, the Grimlocks that are wandering around the edges, seemingly no threat to you. You now see the flares floating down from above. And there's this horrible feeling inside of your head. And Zaraj, you watch as Romalia suddenly begins coughing. And coughs out a handful of her teeth. And there is an almost instantaneous change to Romalia as her head begins to elongate. And she becomes...
What do you mean by elongate?
She becomes completely changed, transforming into a larval form of a flare. Her face and her head distend out. Tendrils erupt from what once was her mouth. And her eyes turn milky white.
That might be bad.
As Romalia is turned into a flare.
Can I get a reaction?
Romalia, that would be, you have your free action. All you can really think right now, though, is food. And Zaraj looks very tasty. On your next turn, you will be attempting to eat him. Or whoever's closest to you.
Can I move?
Yes, you can.
I'd like to move over here.
Okay. This is revenge, isn't it?
Wow.
And I'm done.
Okay.
Well, Ryan, that's what you get for picking on your girlfriend, I suppose.
Let's see. Hercule now floating down, full movement towards you, Zaraj. Glides down. Not quite touching the ground. And it is reaching its hand out towards you. Which we'll find out. Kafeda, it is your turn. As you turn to look as what once was Romalia has now turned into one of these flare creatures, and she's reaching out towards you.
I'm gonna stab her.
Okay. This is the PvP we've been waiting for, isn't it?
I guess so.
That is a hit. That's also a hit. As Kafeda, you are repeatedly stabbing what once was Romalia in the chest, in the face, in the neck, over and over again, and then stabbing her with the rapier.
You can die any time now, Ashley.
Oh, that's so mean.
Aww.
I don't want her to eat my brain. In fact, I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Your bonus action to disengage?
I'm gonna go right over there.
Okay. Ender, it is your turn.
Well, I want Romalia to also have revenge, so I guess I'll target... No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. So is Arcanist Yavgir in front of Zirad?
Arcanist Yavgir is directly in front of Zaraj. I just realized I moved the wrong person. Urkiel would have moved. That would have been Urkiel's turn, not Zaraj. I'm so sorry. But that's where Arcanist Yavgir would have gone.
Gonna use my bonus action to give myself a second win.
Okay.
I'll gain 1d10 plus my fighter level.
Nice.
I'll gain 14 health. All right, now I'm gonna chew that guy.
Do it. That is unfortunately a natural one, which is the first time I've seen you roll a natural one in a very long time. I would chalk it up to Ender being terrified at this horrifying mauve-colored creature with a squid head. Your second attack is a hit, though, as you deal 10 slashing damage into its back.
End of turn.
Okay. The Erophian's turn. The Erophian, seeing Mookie below it, is going to attempt to reel Mookie up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mookie.
Lies!
But it misses you. And hits you. You are grappled and restrained as it begins reeling you up towards its mouth. And on Akanis Yavgir's turn, we'll say that was Urkiel's. We'll say it's Urkiel's turn since I got them mixed up. So sorry. Urkiel is going to float over this way. And it is going to... Let's see... Oh, why not? Yalik, make a intelligence save.
Oh.
That's a D10. Oh, unfortunately, that is not enough, as there is this reverberation that builds up. Where are you?
I think I'm still in the arms of the angel.
That's right, you are. There is this reverberation as this psionic wave of energy hits you, and you feel this horrible pain in your head as you take 22 psychic damage from this creature. And gosh, guys, I guess we'll have to continue this on Sunday to see what happens.
I almost have it dead, darn it. It has to almost be dead.
The sounds of these horrifying flare creatures, their thoughts creeping into your minds, the sounds of people gibbering and screaming, the gangerless individuals wearing scraps of clothing, running around in figure eights and circles, some of them bashing their heads into the walls. Ramalia in her new grotesque flare form as she begins to levitate off of the floor, drifting towards the rest of you as your fates are uncertain. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. The next morning, as the sun begins to creep up on the horizon, you can all hear the sound of Ghanima's drawling voice. Wake up, everyone!
I wake up.
Ender, you wake up. You feel a bit sore. All over, actually. And
I'm going to give myself a massage.
As you begin to massage yourself, you can see that you're dirty.
I don't know what you're playing at here, Jeremy, but I don't know what this is, what you're referring to, but it's bothering me. Why am I dirty? Why am I aching?
there's scratches on your skin in places. Like under your sleeping attire, it seems. And your sleeping attire is mangled and torn in places.
I just feel like you're bullying me right now. I just think that you're like, well, I'm just going to make him as uncomfortable as possible.
So as you begin to ponder this new reality, as you wake up this morning, feeling somewhat refreshed, but still kind of like, oh, what's going on? You look around and you can see across from you, wherever Auri was bunked, you can see that the bottom of her feet from calf down completely caked in mud. And
So she was standing on, like, did she leave the catamaran?
You don't know. And Auri, as you begin to rouse from your sleep, stretching, yawning, and looking around, you can see Ender staring at you. And as you look down, you can also see that from your calf down, your feet are absolutely filthy, coated in mud. And Sporlin is like very carefully taking the dried mud off in sheets and throwing it off of you. It's kind of like taking sod and pulling it up in chunks of sod and throwing it off of your leg.
Ender, how did you get all dirty?
I remember, right? I use my memory to remember.
You're not sure.
Can I roll? What do I roll? I'm gonna roll menacing. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna intimidate the DM.
Okay. Wow.
14.
I'm so intimidated.
Well, I don't want to know. How's that?
Okay.
I intimidated you. I won this battle. Let's move on.
Auri's hair is like stuck in places. It looks like she took a dip in something and her hair dried in a weird shape as she slept. So her hair is sticking straight up in places. Like there's some sort of
like something about Mary?
Yes.
Oh my god! I didn't do anything. Was I drunk? Were we drinking alcohol?
And her sleeping gown is ripped, torn in places, and seems to have dried.
This is making me look like a horrible person.
Seems to have dried with this sort of a strange, dingy, yellow coloring. The whatever sleeping outfit that she normally wears seems to be much dirtier than it was before. It's very confusing to both of you as you're staring at each other.
Yes, we're both confused, and we're just gonna forget about it. You should get new clothes, and I'm going to whatever I ate yesterday. What did I eat yesterday? What did I drink?
And
why do I have no memory?
Another thing you notice is that one of Auri's eyes is completely bloodshot.
Oh no.
Did we see anything in the sky, or was it just swamp gas? That was a UFO joke, guys. It was really well done.
But you both vaguely have memories of a bad dream, each of you. Wandering through strange corridors, sloshing through strange fluid that had a nasty smell to it.
Alright, good. I'm glad that the sexual tension is gone now.
In the meantime, Ganima is rousing the rest of you, and she says, "Ayo! Up on deck, please. We have something in the distance."
When Lisona wakes up, does she notice any of this for herself or for anyone?
Oh yeah, any of you that were sleeping in the cabinet as you're waking up, you're seeing this general disarray, this bit of messiness to the both of them. Their sleeping outfits are filthy. But their general state, it's almost as if maybe they fell off of the boat in the middle of the night and sleep swam or something.
Ooh.
But
Interesting.
in the meantime, Ganema is attempting to get all of your attention and has been for a few minutes now. And she now comes in, walking from the outside, and she says, "Y'all up yet?"
Yes.
I don't mean to alarm any of y'all, but there seems to be a bit of a row going on the banks.
Oh. Everyone up?
We're not
There's
quite,
a row.
we're not quite there yet, but there seems to be some sort of a disturbance going on off in the distance. If I'm not mistaken, there's an outpost off of the banks, not too far away from where we are now. I saw a bit of smoke rising up from over there.
Oh, conflict. Sounds interesting. Guys, we have something to do. Let's.
Cito's gonna climb out of the hammock and get dressed.
Okay. Are you all getting dressed now?
Yeah, and I'm also frantically trying to get my hair to just like go down.
Sporlin is attempting to help you, but he got stuck in something, and he's now fused to your hair again. Not of his own will.
Where's the noise coming from? I missed that part.
There seems to be this loud crashing noise, and you can hear faintly, most of you can hear the sound of someone calling out. Like just this exasperated yelling. And
Is it happening on the ship?
not on the ship, somewhere off of on the shore.
Then I'm going to ask Ganema. I'm going to ask Ganema if she hears that.
Well, of course I can hear it, silly. I tried to wake you all up so you could see what it is. If it's somebody in trouble or needs some help, then maybe we can be of assistance. I haven't come up this way in some time. I usually spend my time down in the south of the coast. What am I doing telling you a story? Hurry the hell up! And she now, flustered, runs away from you to the outside of the catamaran. And you can all feel the lurch of the catamaran as the catamaran is now adjusting. And you can hear the elemental engine is fired up now. And it seems to be gliding closer to the sound of this echoing, caterwauling from someone, somewhere on the shore. And are you all assembling, getting your gear on?
Yeah, and when Zito's done getting dressed, he's gonna send his familiar out to see what's going on outside.
Okay. What's the range on your familiar?
100 feet.
100 feet. Okay. I will whisper to you what you see. And what are the rest of you doing?
Eli's still trying to wake up, rubbing his eyes. It's too early.
Lisana would go over to Eli and say, there's something going on. You might want to be ready.
Eli's gonna reach for his wand.
Your wand is gone.
And Eli thinks to himself, that's how it works.
We can help you up if you want a hand. And she holds out her hand to his.
Eli will take her hand and accepts the help as he smiles and walks by.
Also, Ender and Ari might mean that the Preston did that thing, the bath spell.
Prestidigitation. I did it!
Eli will walk up to Ari and Ender. And kind of giggle to himself. And then slowly cast it on both of them. Only Ari, though, but not Ender.
Thank you.
I'm fine. I'm good. Though.
And he'll give Ender the wide eye, like, you did this. And he will
guess.
cast it on Ender. And he looks back at...
Ganema gets closer. Ganema says, I'm not willing to risk my boat, whatever the hell this might be, so I'm going to anchor not that far away, but not close enough that my boat will be in danger. If y'all are agreeable, I will stay here and protect the boat, and y'all can go check it out, if that's okay. I've not been paid to protect y'all. I've just been paid to take y'all where you need to go.
No problem.
That's not
There-
very brand of you.
There's someone in trouble. We gotta hurry.
And as the boat comes to a rest, not too close from the shore, you can all now hear this sound of someone with a higher pitched but gruff voice yelling and screeching, and it sounds animalistic or feline.
Ooh, swamp panther. Do I know what the sound is? I mean, these are my homelands after all.
You can make a perception check.
Okay. I'll have you know I'm really good at perception. And I tell everyone what I think it is. And what I think it is some kind of a house cat.
It sounds like a house cat and heat.
Cito is gonna activate his wings of flying. He's gonna fly off the ship.
Okay. Are you all following after?
Lithona pulls out Humphrey, her little fly, and says, "Fly, fly, fly."
Okay. Throwing the little ebony statuette out, it suddenly turns into the giant fly. And you could hear that sound of the incessant buzzing and clicking of its mandibles.
Anyone else need a lift? No? Okay.
Did Gunny give me his flying boots by chance?
He did not.
Eli
Can
would
we-
look at...
That's BS. He didn't need those. He does not need flying boots to raise children.
All right. So you're all flying off towards the... minus those who can't fly, you're all flying off towards the sounds.
Yes,
Yes.
Eli has a soul sled.
Okay. Are you taking anybody with you?
Can it fit more than one person?
You could comfortably fit a small person on there with you.
Oh. Who can't fly? I can fly.
I think most of them can't fly.
Auri can fly.
Yeah, I can, but I think most of the other people cannot.
She
I
could
asked
also.
Gonema to see if she has a way for me to make it over there, like some kind of a dinghy.
You mean you want some sort of a conveyance other than the catamaran? I have I have some flotation devices if that would help. And she begins pulling out these. It's sort of a cylindrical shaped spongy device, and she begins to hand it to you with sort of a smile on her face and a knowing wink. This might help you keep your head above in the waves if you happen to get out into the river.
What did she hand me?
She handed you some sort of a flotation device. And it
Did
looks
she
like
hand me
it
a
has...
life vest?
It looks like a life vest.
Well, guys, I think that we should run with Eli and Zito together, Lathana and Ari together, or Ari, you could shapeshift into a bird, right? All right, then I will put on my life vest and I will jump on Lathana's mount alongside her if she'll.
Yeah, ready to ride on a fly.
Lathana, Ender slips onto the back of Humphrey with you, and you fly off away from the catamaran. Zito and Eli have flown off. And Auri, are you turning into a flying creature?
Yeah, I'll turn it into a giant eagle and
Okay. I will give you...
Why didn't you bring Frodo to the more? Why?
Shut your mouth.
We should all ask her this.
All right. And I will share with you all a map. And you may place yourselves anywhere on the map. As you're flying up overhead, you can all see now this individual with long, fiery red hair who is standing on a dock at the edge of this outpost and is currently in the midst of bashing the shit out of some sort of strange, gnarled, walking twig creature. And I think at this point, I would like all of you to roll initiative. Because as you all begin to scan around and look around, you can see more of these creatures which seem to be descending upon this place, attempting to get to this red-haired individual. And Red, if you haven't already done so, you may roll initiative again to see if you can get a better result.
I got 22.
You got 22? Alright, let me find you and add that on there for you. Ah, there you go. Never mind, you've already got it. In fact, I think I can add that. Don't know if it will work, but we'll find out the next time initiative runs around. So let's see. Red, it is your turn. Let me play some music for y'all.
I will move over to the needle.
Okay. Let me lock your token. There we go. Boom. There we go. So you're all seeing is this fiery red-haired individual is swinging their weapon towards this creature, bashing the hell out of it. Now, are you raging? Or no?
Do I need to press something to rage? Or do
Nope, you just, I believe it's your bonus action to rage, if I'm not mistaken. And I can turn that on for you.
So I raged, and then she will attack with her greatsword.
Okay. Swinging this long greatsword, bashing into the creature. Go ahead. You have to target it first. But that is most definitely a hit. Doesn't take much to hit these guys. So what you would do is you would take when you target a creature, you click on them, you left click on them, or control click on them to target them.
Okay.
And then to untarget, you just hold down control and left click, and that untargets them. See how it's targeting and untargeting? Now I have it targeted for you. Oops. Try again. There you go. And now you can drag that damage from the dice tray and right on top of it. And you all watch as this this fiery-haired woman just lets out this rage, this yell of absolute rage, and cleaves this twig creature in half, completely obliterating it.
Ooh, Gunny would like her.
Right? That's the first thing I thought.
Now you have more movement. You have another attack. If you have anything close to you, you can try to attack it. So the way that you determine if you where you want to move, don't draw a line. Take your token and move it in the direction you want to go, and it creates a line, and then I can click your token and move you for you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think I have enough movement because I have 40 total, so I'll move up to the needle blight number.
Okay. All right. As you charge across, running towards this creature as it's attempting to reach up and try to rip like the planks off the side of this thatched building. And all you need to do is target the creature by shift-clicking on it and then rolling your attack. In answer to your question, Lithana, yes, you can.
I think it's control click though.
It's control left click.
Yeah.
And
you
yes,
said shift.
No worries. That is another brilliant hit as you slash forth. Once again, as it was reaching up to grab onto one of the boards on the side of the building and rip it down, you just managed to cut straight through both of its arms, separating them from its body, and it falls down to the ground, dead.
I'm gonna go. This one eats plant for dinner.
And I believe that's the end of your turn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay. Lithana, it is your turn. From the back of Humphrey, scanning the battlefield now, you can see various types of these twig-like, vine-like creatures which are shambling about in various areas. Most of them are about the same size, except for one bigger one, which is an amorphous blob of plant vegetation, which is shifting around and just seems to be aimlessly moving about. Now you can use your movement to move Humphrey. Is that what you'd like to do?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I can use my full 35 feet or just 30 feet.
Well, Humphrey's movement
is 30.
He can fly 60 feet.
Okay, full movement.
Yep, he can fly 60 feet, and that won't affect your. His flight won't affect your ability to fire and all that.
Okay, I'm going to fly right between the big monster and the small twigs.
Okay.
And she's going to drop Ender down there so he can reach.
Okay. And you hear the buzzing and clicking of the mandibles from Humphrey, and there's a sort of a herky-jerky motion as the wings are buzzing around you, and Lithana guides you down closer to the ground so that you can slip off.
Alright,
on your turn.
She can't move anymore, right?
That's the you have more movement on Humphrey if you want. He has to, on his turn, get off of the flying. So
Okay.
if you want to stay there so he can get off, yes, you'd have to lose the rest of your movement.
All right. Well, Ender, I know you're a badass, so you can.
And
Alright,
this is the creature that you see before you.
Oh.
It's this amorphous blob of vegetation. It sort of looks like Swamp Thing. And it sees you as you get close to the ground. It whips around and it starts just dragging one of its feet in the peat, the marshy ground, coming towards you. There's this horrible, sickening, sucking noise as it's through the mud coming towards you.
Very nice. I will pull out my longbow and shoot it as close to the eye, and I cast Hunter's Mark as well.
Okay.
Wow.
But unfortunately, that is a miss with your bow.
Sad. Alright, she'll make one more. Oh, actually, she can make 3 shots. So.
Well, you use your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark. Keep that in mind.
Okay. She has one more attack on her very first attack for initiative.
Okay.
She has 2. Alright.
That is a hit. As you knock an arrow, your arrow catches the creature in what you assume is its head. It just seems to become part of its head, and vines are now starting to curl around the arrow and bending the arrow and eventually breaking it. And it makes this guttural roaring noise as it's now coming towards you three.
Alright, Thunder. Hurry up. That's the end of her turn.
And Zito, it's your turn. You're seeing all of this from your perch. Your wings of flying. Excuse me.
Staying about 10 feet above the floor, Zito's gonna fly over these 3 creatures and he's gonna drop a small canister on each of them and cast Scorching Ray on each of those.
Okay. The canisters just sort of thunk in the mud, just sort of next to them. And that is hit on all 3. As these, from each of the canisters now, this brilliant light wave blasts into the side of each of the creatures. And you watch as they are nearly blasted to pieces. One of them is nearly completely blown in half, but it's still moving and shambling and just seems to be looking about as if it's confused at what it's doing.
I'll have my turn.
Okay. Across the bank now, there are more of these creatures, which seeing the all of you, it just seems to leap into the water and begins to move through the water. Seeming to rush towards the outpost. And the blight, which is closest to you, Red, is now rushing towards the side of this building and is bashing into the side of it, ripping the planks off. That's all it seems to be doing on this round. And you just get this violent urge to tear it to pieces with your bare hands as you stare at it ripping into the side of this wall. And Eli, it's your turn.
Eli is not on the board.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, where is he?
Oh, is he not on the board?
Yeah, that's what I was like looking for him.
Oh, I guess he isn't on the board. I'm sorry.
Wherever he is, he will fly.
Eli's still
There
in
you
bed.
Yeah.
There you are.
He came late. Eli showed up for the party late. He would have moved.
There you are, Eli.
He is floating 30 feet above the water on his soul sled. And he will cast Fireball on the
geez.
circle.
Go for it.
Really?
He's
He's gonna
like,
cast
"Oh,
Fireball?
geez."
He
You
just
did not know.
arcs his hand out, pointing out towards the center point of light, this brilliant beam, which manifests into suddenly this explosion of fiery energy. And the creature that was closest to the blast just whoosh, turns to ash. And the breeze just blows it away as the flames begin to recede. And you can see that the large shambling creature is just burning in places, but it still seems to be moving with a purpose towards your your two companions and Humphrey.
Eli yawns a bit. It ends his turn.
Okay. The rest of the creatures are now leaping into the water, seeming to pay none of you any never mind. Considering most of you are flying up in the air, they don't really seem to be all that interested in any of you. The fourth creature. How high off the ground were you, Zito?
10 feet.
10 feet? Below you, the creature that you nearly destroyed with your scorching ray holds its arms out in front of it towards you, and you watch as needles begin extruding from what you would assume are its knuckles, and it begins peppering you with these needles, attempting to blast you out of the air. But the needles bounce harmlessly off of your armor as you begin to bob this way and that way out of most of the needles, but the few that do manage to hit you just bounce harmlessly off of your body. And the other ones are doing the exact same thing, rushing through the water as fast as they possibly can, trying to get over in that direction towards the red-haired individual. And Ender, it is your turn.
Alright, well, Ender is going to ride Humphrey over to a safe place. No, I'm just kidding. I'm jumping off Humphrey and I'm going straight to the shambling mound.
Okay.
This Cold Swamp Outpost, Ani. Oops, I told everyone in chat. Sorry. Ani, you didn't accidentally close that, right? Okay. Anyways, I'm going there now.
Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm getting it.
That's most definitely a hit as you pull out your Bieshk metal sword, slashing into the creature with your first attack, cutting off various bits and pieces of it, long, 3-foot long bits of vine, and as you cut it off, it seems to be attempting to regrow itself in the place where you cut it. It's very strange.
Well, I'm attacking it again for my second attack.
Okay. And that is another hit. This time a left to right slashing across one of its larger appendages, cutting a large chunk out of it. But it still seems very much so a threat, and it looks mad. As best as you can tell, looking in its face.
I'm gonna action surge. I know, no one saw that coming.
Okay. And that's still a hit. Guys, he rolled a 2. 2 plus 13. I would just like to remind all of you.
Wow.
He literally has... With this enemy, he just has to roll anything but a 1 and hit. And that is most definitely another deep cut into the creature, this time slashing into what you assume is the upper torso area. Many of the bits of it are falling off in places.
I think I have one more attack, right?
I don't know, do you? Action Surge...
I'm supposed to be doing 4.
Action Surge only gives you 1 attack. Does not give you attack.
It doesn't give you a second attack.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it gives him another action.
Yeah, it just gives you an action. Doesn't
give him
Doesn't give you an attack, or just gives you one single attack. No bonus action attack or anything like that.
Jeremy,
Okay.
if you can use the attack action to do multiple attacks, you can do 2 attacks on action surges.
Is that what Action Surge says? I believe Action Surge only gives you
You
one...
can take an attack action.
Well, I will say for right now, he only gets one more attack.
Alright.
You know what? Go ahead and take your extra attack, Ender. We'll figure it out.
I think that's how I've been. For the record, I have been doing double attacks each time. It's just that I don't remember how many times I've attacked the creature. That's it.
Action Surge
why I asked.
only gives you one attack. It doesn't give you the effect of an extra attack.
No, it gives me an.
Yeah, action surge only gives you one more attack, not 2.
Yeah, it's not like getting an extra round, like if you're hasted. Because that's what that would mean.
Maybe that's how I've been doing
that.
it before. It doesn't matter.
I think you've been doing it. I think you've been doing it correctly. I just wanted to remind you because I know it's been a little while since you've been Ender.
It's been a while since we've had combat.
Yeah. So are you attacking it again?
I've attacked it 3 times, right?
Oh, I believe that's it then.
Yeah, it's the end of my turn. Go.
Okay. The other creatures are now shambling up, swimming up towards this little bit of an island that your companions are on. You can see underneath you, Eli, as these creatures are now moving towards your companions. And the other creatures are doing the same thing, off in the distance, more of them moving through the water. Auri, it is your turn. You can see exactly what Eli just did. You saw this massive fireball explode at the tip of this island. You can see Ender is currently going toe-to-toe with this larger plant creature. And you can hear the incessant squeaking of Sporlin, who is tangled in your feathers near one of your ocular areas.
Alright, I'm going to immediately fly over and nosedive down on the one that's going towards Eli.
Okay. Well, Eli is floating in the air 30 feet above it. It doesn't seem to be going after him. It seems to be going towards your friends on the bank. But you're going after it. You're going after it?
I'm going after it regardless, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, you dive down onto the creature. I'll move you so we can actually see it.
Oh yeah, I'm fat, sorry.
That's okay.
And I'm going to try and nosedive on it with my beak.
Okay. That's a critical hit. As you rush down, claws out, gnashing at the creature with your beak, and you just rip into it, dealing heavy damage to the creature, nearly ripping off one of its arms as you grip onto its body and bite into it, biting a huge chunk out of its shoulder.
Cool. And then, as the second part of my multi-attack, I'm going to slap him with my talon.
Okay. That is also another hit, as you rake down with your talons onto the body of the creature, nearly shredding it. It looks like a pile of shredded wheat right now, but it's still formed together, and now it looks like it's turning its attention to attempt to attack you.
Alright, I'm gonna... That's it. I'm just gonna get ready for it to attack me. Brace for...
Okay.
It's my turn.
On the Shambling Mound's turn, it's going to attempt to attack you, Ender, with one of its large... Actually... yeah, it's going to attempt to attack you with one of its arms. And you watch as this thing raises up one of its arms like it's getting ready to... It's like a giant hammer. It's trying to nail a railroad spike into the ground. And you feel the impact of the wet, slick mud as it, boom, impacts the mud, having no effect, just missing you. It takes the other arm, raising it up, and once again attempts to slam into you with this meaty, large vegetation. And it just manages to impact it. Bam! Hits you. And as it does, this, as it impacts you and deals damage to you, it suddenly wraps these vines around your body. As it deals 11 bludgeoning damage, these vines wrap around your body as if it's holding you like a burrito, like it's getting ready to eat you. And you are grappled by this creature. And you can see now it seems that like it's getting closer to you, like it's pulling you in towards it, as if it's attempting to engulf you. And Vine Bite 2 is going to Huh, you're actually within range of it. As it moves underneath you, Zito, you suddenly, its arms begin to extend out and attempt to grapple you. Its arms zip out. Would you like to do anything to attempt to escape from this before it grabs you?
No.
Okay. Suddenly, almost very similar to what happened to Ender, its hands extend out 10 feet, grabbing you like Mr. Fantastic, and then pulling you towards it, bashing you into the ground, dealing 8 bludgeoning damage, and you are currently grappled and restrained. And the other creatures are going to continue to attempt to move towards the outpost. You know, because that's a thing they do. And Humphrey doesn't really have anyone that he can attack, but he does have some movement. Nobody's on him, so he is going to go after the nearest thing. He's going to go over here, and using the rest of his movement, he still had some movement, didn't he, Lithana?
He does, but Lithana is still lying on him. She hasn't gotten.
Oh, okay. Well, then he will stay where he is. Because unless you direct him to, he will not try to go after anything. Lithana, Zito, Ender, Eli, you all hear now the sound of branches shaking violently. And if any of you turn and look, just not too far away, to the southeast, one of the trees suddenly begins uprooting its roots from this soft peat-like earth, and begins moving towards all of you and roaring as this walking tree that looks like this becomes walking towards all of you.
Yeah, I think it's time to bug out. Bye, Ender.
There's this walloping sound as the thing now begins stomping. Reaching up. How far off of the ground were you on your buddy? You're right on the ground, aren't you, Lithana?
Right on the ground, yeah.
Okay, the tree blight is going to attack you. Let's see. It will take its branches. It seems to rake down towards you with its branches. And this almost seems like overkill in terms of what its reach. Like the branches that it attacks you with go over you and past you, raking you, Humphrey, in the mud. At first, raking its branches against you. Just missing you. And then raking them across Humphrey. Hitting him.
No.
Humphrey takes 15 damage. He's looking bad. Like, one of his wings is... A whole chunk of his wing is gone. And then one attempts to reach out and grab you with one of its roots that it's using to, ambulate across the ground. And it hits you. And you are grappled by this creature as suddenly these roots begin wrapping around your body. And you're now feeling like this thing is tight on your chest and you can't quite breathe. And with this other one, it will do the same thing to Humphrey. And it hits him, and he is also grappled. And that's its turn. The last blight is going to now begin rushing towards the form of Ender, who is currently being grappled by the shambling mound. It looks like it's coming towards you, like it sees a source of something. You're not sure if these things eat meat or what, Ender, but as you turn and look, feeling the constricting roots on your body from the shambling mound, this thing seems to be waiting, just looking at you with its hands out in front of it, sort of trilling and moving its body in sort of an S pattern in front of you as you're being grabbed by the shambling mound. And Eli, it is your turn. You're watching as you look down onto this little peninsula, this raised area above the marshy, muddy area. You can see your friends seem to be in a bit of danger from these plant-like creatures.
Eli thinks for a second about Ender and how great of friends they are, and turns to Lathana and thinks of, yeah, she's way better.
Yeah,
So
she's
he will look at the
currently
tree.
coated in mud, and this tree is just ripping into her.
Yeah, gotta save the girl. So I will cast Polymorph.
Okay. That's a failure for the tree.
He's a turtle.
Okay.
And Eli will sit there in the air 30 feet, pull out a wine glass, and sip on it. And watch as the tree turns into a turtle.
Okay. The creature was roaring as it turns into a turtle.
And Eli, before he ends his turn, yells out, "You have 1 hour!" And ends its turn.
Okay. The needle blight, looking at you, Zito, is going to continue to try and pelt you with needles. Its first try wasn't very helpful, and even with advantage because you're grappled, it still can't hit you. And it seems to be now firing blanks. Like it can't fire anymore. It's attempting to grow more of these needles. And it's your turn, Zito. Would you like to attempt to escape from this?
I'm going to cast Thunderwave instead.
Okay. Okay. How many hit points did the turtle have? Derek, 1 hit point?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a turtle anymore. So the tree that was like is now roaring once again as itself.
And the twig bird is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay.
Actually, everything that did fail, I think it was just... Yeah, the tree blight saved, so yeah, just a twig blight is pushed 10 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. And Auri, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna make another dive on this one that's right in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
It's hard for me to target him because he's under me.
Here, let me move you a little bit. How about that? There you go.
There. I missed it.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Okay, and with my talons.
That is also a miss. That's a natural 1.
Well, crap.
You did so well on him the first time.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, that's my turn. That's all I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna stay here so that it doesn't go after the other guys without
Okay.
getting hit.
All right, then. The blights are continuing to zip through the water and are attempting to climb up now, up onto the dock, over this little bit of railing that separates the swamp bog from the drier land. And Ender, it's your turn. Would you like to attempt to escape from the Shambling Mound's grasp?
Yes, I'll do so with athletics.
Okay. Give me 1 second. La 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 la. It's an escape check. Strength check. And you very deftly rip out of the grasp of this creature, riding your weapon out in front of you. And that was your action.
Yep. It's
like
the end of my turn.
Okay. The other blights now are continuing to rush towards the shore, not making much headway. Oh, actually, he can move a little bit further. There we go. And Lithana, it is your turn. You are no longer grappled. I'll take that off of you because the tree was a turtle, now a tree again. But you are no longer on the back of Humphrey, and you are prone, so you can use half your movement to get up.
Okay, I will get up. Does Humphrey look like he can still fly?
Humphrey looks like he's about to die. He looks really rough. He's looking at you, sort of like a pitiful look, but he's also twitching his head this way and that way, clicking his mandibles, and you can hear him like he's ready to give himself for you all.
Okay. Lithana is going to do what? She had this all planned out in her mind. Now it's it's a lot different. It's okay. Lithana will, I guess, just try to shoot the tree blight.
Okay.
2 times. She'll move her hunter's mark over.
You are. I might remind you. You are targeting both the mound and the tree.
Got it.
There you go. That's a critical hit. As you turn around and fire out an arrow into the side of this creature, this brilliant flash of light from your arrows knocking into the side of the tree. They're now sticking out of the side of the tree. In an area where it hits, your arrows are now turning black and now turning to ash. And there's this horrible smell, this tar-like substance is seeping out of the tree.
Great. That's the end of my turn. I guess I'm just...
Okay. Didn't you have more attacks?
I just had 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you hit it more than once. I apologize.
Oh,
I didn't see the second damage. I apologize.
Yep, that's the end.
Okay.
Unless you want to try. It's okay.
No worries. It's the problem with having so many creatures on the board. This Vine Blight is going to reach out and try to grab you, Lithana. Attempting to constrict you as its go-go gadget arms whip out and try to wrap around your body. Unfortunately, it misses as you heard and felt the wind as its tangling vine arms attempted to grab and wrap around you. Just managed to twist out of the way from its attack. And the other creatures are continuing to move, speeding through the water, going towards the red-haired woman up on the water, the dry land on the other side of the bank. And the Needle Blight is now attempting to fire at you, Red, as you... Or no, I'm sorry. It's still bashing into the side of the house. It's ripping planks out, pissing you off even more. It's continuing to use its attack. You can see now it's ripped a sizable hole out of the side of this building, and from inside you can hear the audible sound of someone yelling, "Oh, shit!" And the other ones will continue to speed up towards the edge of the wall, attempting to climb over it. What is Humphrey doing on its turn? He's no longer grappled. He doesn't really have any actions. Can't really attack. He can just move.
I guess he'll try to. I don't know. I just keep him there, I guess.
Just keep him there? Okay, fair enough.
Something for it to attack other than me, I guess.
I totally understand. And the other creatures are now zipping across the water. And Auri, you're down right next to Vine Blight 3, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only went up whenever I was coming down to...
Okay. He's going to attempt to grab you. Are you a large size or smaller creature?
Oh, I am large.
Okay. He's going to attempt to use his Go-Go Gadget Vine Arms to grab you. But he misses. Meanwhile, the other creatures are zipping across the water, continuing to go towards your red-haired friend. Red, would you like to roll your initiative again? I'm not sure if that rolled twice for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to see if that, outside of the next time we encounter this, we'll have to see if that works, what I did. I'm not sure if that actually worked. Okay. What would you like to do in your turn?
I will storm over.
Okay.
Needle Blight.
Yeah, he's ripped a sizable hole, peeking through the hole as you come up towards the creature. Looks like it's getting ready to climb into the hole after whoever just yelled from inside the building.
I'm gonna let out an angry roar and slash at him with my
Okay.
whip.
That is most definitely a hit. However, you did not target him. Remember, you must control left click to target what you want to hit. Which you can do now before you roll your damage. There you go. And you just obliterate this creature, carving into its head, slashing it at an angle. It carves through the head, through the left shoulder, and the body falls to the ground, completely useless now. As you turn and look around, after looking through the hole, you can see now strangers to this outpost who seem to be in the throes of battle with these plant creatures. And you can also see off in the distance more of them that are wading through the marsh water and attempting to clamber over this little dividing fence. You have your full movement, and you have an attack. If you would like to use either a ranged attack, if you have a ranged weapon, you can do so if you're within range. I believe you can move up to a maximum of 40 feet. Now remember to indicate where you want to move. You just take your token and drag on the map where you want to go. And then I'll click it. Just like that.
Okay.
So you come rushing towards the fray of these creatures, which are attempting to clamber over this fence, coming towards the outpost.
And I'll pull out a javelin to throw.
Okay, now you must drop your greatsword in order to pull out a weapon and throw it on the same turn. You can always, on your next turn, you can always pick it up as part of your action to attack.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll drop it and pull out the javelin then.
Go for it. You are definitely within range. You just let out this as your javelin arcs forth, catching the creature's center mass, going straight through the creature, sticking straight out on one end. It's now attempting still to move forward. One of its viney arms is wrapping around it, trying to pull the javelin out of its body.
Done.
Okay. And on the Shambling Mound's turn, it's going to continue to attempt to bash Ender and attempt to engulf him, which it does hit you, Ender. And it then moves to engulf you. You are currently grappled, blinded, and you'll be making Constitution saves on your next turn.
Okay.
Okay. And all of the creatures now are clambering over and rushing towards the village. Actually, he's back here. There we go. The Vine Blight now rushing towards you. Once again, attempting to grapple you, Zito, with his vine-like arms. Would a 12 hit you?
A 12?
Yeah. I don't think that
12
would
will
have
not hit.
12 wouldn't hit, so he didn't hit you. He didn't. That advantage. I'll have to take that grappled off of you because you're not grappled anymore. There we go. Yeah, he did nothing to you. He's just slapping the vines on you right now. And on the Tree Blight's turn, once again, first aiming towards Humphrey with its branch attack. You just hear this cacophonous screeching and crashing sound as Humphrey was once a giant fly, and he's gone. Just pulverized into the ground, and immediately the body's gone. It then turns its attention to you, Lithana. Once again, reaching its arms up, its branch, attempting to bash you with it. And it hits you and deals 19 bludgeoning damage as it bashes and pounds you into this moss-like peat substance. And then attempts to grasp you yet again with its grasping roots. But it misses you with its first attack. But does hit you, grappling you. You're now feeling that horrible vice-like sensation as once again its entangling roots, which are reaching out from the base of this creature, are wrapping around you and curling you up like a snake trying to constrict you and press all of the air out of your lungs. Eli, it's your turn. The battle is continuing to rage. You can see that Ender has disappeared into that mound creature. And Lithana is yet again constricted by the vines coming out from the base of it. Or not the vines, the tangling roots.
I thought I took care of you. Eli will look at it. Curse you! I already used a level 4 spell. Gives him the birdie and boop, back to a turtle.
Back to a turtle. Okay. Tiny little turtle. Lithana, you are no longer restrained, grappled by this creature. Once
I've
again.
seen you in I've seen this whole thing in World of Warcraft. It's just gonna pop right back out. DPS are idiots.
Suddenly
Is that
I want to go get that one.
is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Auri,
And
it's
then
your turn.
Eli yells right before, "Don't hit it again!"
Don't step on the turtle. Othani yells as she's spitting mud out of her mouth.
Okay, I am like as visibly upset as a eagle can look right now that I've missed twice, and I go back up in the air and come crashing down on him again, trying yet again to.
Okay, you're breaking his that is a hit. You're breaking his threat, correct?
I'm sorry?
You're breaking his threat, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, he will attempt to hit you with his constricting vines, and he manages to do so.
Okay.
And whacks you, dealing 10 damage, which is absorbed by your form, and you are grappled. Just as you land your attack, I'll accept the damage from the attack. As you wail into the creature, it grapples you and pulls you down into the marsh water. You are almost drowning in this water now. As it pulls you down, your head is just above, in your eagle form, just above, and you can hear the incessant wailing of Sporlin as he's tangled in your web, and your just on the back of your head, you just hear him wailing like a baby.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, these guys are dicks. And the blights are continuing to climb over, clambering over, trying to get to the village, just seemingly ignoring you, Red. And the other let's see. You are still continuing to be constricted by this vine creature. So you're still. Oh wait, you're not. Oh, that's right. You're no longer constricted by him, aren't you? Correct. So he'll try to get you again, and he misses. Lithana, it is your turn. There's a wee little turtle on the ground, and it looks like it's getting ready to come and bite your toes.
Okay. Lithana will move all the way back
Okay.
and put a good...
As you move past the creature, it sort of turns and it's sort of shuffling, snapping its little mouth. And Eli's yelling, "Don't shoot the turtle!"
Lithana will look at...
Normally, yes, Ender, it would get an opportunity attack, but its threat range is so small now because it's just a wee little turtle.
No, I like to imagine it definitely like tried to bite her.
Oh yeah,
anyway,
it's
but
snapping
there's
its
no
mouth.
possible
It's
way.
still trying. It still thinks it's as big as that tree, so it still tried to bite her. But
Alright.
it just impacted nothing. It bit air.
I use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark back to the shambling mound, and I pull back my bow and take 2 shots and say, "Don't worry, Ender. I'll get it, maybe."
If you roll a natural 1, you hit Ender.
Gosh.
It's a turtle.
That's a hit. You catch the creature, your arrows thunking into the side of this massive vegetation, which is munching on Ender's body now. Hit once again, dealing heavy damage to the creature, but it's not falling apart. Bits of it have fallen off from attacks from Ender, but it's still continued to just kind of sit there, hunched over like a gorilla, and there's a sound of crunching and munching going on.
Ah! Alright. That's it, I've heard, sir.
Okay. The Vine Blight is going to use its full movement to get as close to you as it can. rushing past. The turtle is continuing to also move towards you. And the other blights are moving up onto the shore, jumping over the little barrier. Zito, it is your turn yet again. This vine blight just won't go away. It's in your face.
Zito's gonna grab the blight and cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay, go for it. Zito yells out, "Unlimited power!" You didn't target it.
Oh, I thought I did.
But you hit it. You can drag the damage from the dice tray onto it directly. If you haven't already done so, I can do it for you. Yep, it's dead. Deader than a doornail. There's this acrid smell of wood burning as the flames just sort of erupt, tiny little places just splintering as the electricity runs through the form of the creature as it blasts apart and falls apart in chunks onto the soft earth, and then bits of it splashing into the water behind it as it erupts and sent several feet behind it.
Alright, then Zito is gonna go and activate his wings again and get onto the other side where Red is.
Okay. You see Red. There's several of these vine creatures now which are rushing. One or two of them seem to be coming towards her, this individual, and a few others, they're getting ready to climb over the barrier and go towards the outpost. And Red, it is your turn yet again. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna swing for Needle Blight 1.
Okay. As you run towards the creature, kicking up with your foot, your greatsword up into your hand, a special little maneuver that you've been trying to teach yourself, and it seems to work this time, and you grasp it in your hand and charging towards the creature, bashing into it, managing to connect its center mass, your greatsword cleaving through its body. And its body just explodes in this cloud of splinters.
And I'm gonna unfazed, just be like, ha! And run to number 2.
Okay.
And
You want to target it first?
oh, darn it. That was a goofy roll.
That still hits. Goofy or not. You just bisect the creature. The top of its body pops up in the air, and it looks kind of shocked and surprised as its bottom half continues to run in one direction. Its top half clambers to the ground as its lower half continues to run for a few feet before it stumbles into the ground.
I'm just gonna like bang my chest and let out a roar and be like, who's next?
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right. Vine Blade 5 clambers over the barrier and is going to use the rest of its movement to try to run straight at you, making a beeline for you. Same thing with the other creatures swimming through the water. They all seem to now be coming straight for you. You've cut down so many of them that they all seem to be making a beeline for you. Ender, on your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Would you? Let's see. You.
Do I fail?
You passed, so you are not taking bludgeoning damage. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is the start of the creature's turn. It's you are blind, restrained, and unable to breathe. But I believe that with your con modifier, you can hold your breath for a while. We'll take that save, so you won't take damage on the mound's turn. Okay? That way you don't have to roll it again. But you're still blind. And would you like to attempt to escape?
Sure.
Go for it. That is enough of a number, just barely. Suddenly, Ender's head pops out of the side of this thing. You take in a big gasp of air, and you're able to tumble out the side of its body, just to the side of it, prone on the ground next to it. That was your action. You still have your movement. You can stand up with half of your movement.
I'll stand up.
Would you like to do anything else?
End of my turn.
Okay. The other blights, this one now rushing towards you, Red, looks like it's getting ready to hit you. Or at least try to constrict you. But it rolls a natural 1 and misses you. On the mound's turn, it was started to move forward, realizes that you're no longer being crunched on it. It now turns its attention back to you and attempts to yet again slam into you and engulf you. It didn't have advantage, so that first one was a miss. You're no longer blinded or grappled by the creature. So its first attack was a miss. Its second attack, unfortunately, was a hit. And once again, you are grappled by this creature as it does 11 bludgeoning damage to you. This thing does not want to let you go, Ender. It wants to hug you. It just wants to be with you, be your buddy.
I fought these things before, and normally it has to hit twice with it. Like, it has to have 2 successful slam attacks in order for that to trigger. But
No, it has to hit you once, and then with its second attack, it can engulf you.
okay.
Yeah, it has to at least connect once with its attacks.
And that's according to the 5e monster guide.
That's according to my guide for this creature. It says when a creature mound engulfs a medium or smaller creature that is grappled by it. So on its next turn, it would be able to attempt to engulf you. If it's still holding you. The blight will now jump over the side of the barrier, moving towards you, and attempt to attack you with its claws, Red. And it manages to hit you. You take 2 piercing damage from the creature. And I need you... let's see. Oh gosh. I apologize for my pause here. There was a... In answer to your question, Luthana, you'll have to pick that spell out of combat. But you would have already have had that prepared. Since we leveled you guys up, this wasn't like a level up from like you guys, like, you know.
$14 for that wisdom save.
Okay. Number 3 is still holding onto you, Auri, and now it's trying to push you down into the water. Your head is getting pushed under the water now, and you can't breathe. Actually, no. Make a strength check, Auri.
What size is that vine blight? Can it grapple a large creature?
It can grapple a creature large or smaller.
Okay.
And it is not able to push you down into the water, so it's just going to hang on to you annoyingly. The little turtle is going to... I don't know what the speed of a turtle is, but I imagine it can't move very far. So it's just gonna...
little cute.
It's just gonna move like its full movement. I'll say it can move 10 feet. It just moves 20 feet as it does its full action and movement to get to Lithana and try and bite her toes. Red, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to slash at Vine Blight number 6.
Okay.
With my longsword. Or greatsword, sorry.
It's a long greatsword. So you're not wrong. That's a hit. And you deal heavy damage to it. Not quite obliterating it with your attack. It's still coming at you.
Alright, and I'm going to use my other hit on number 7.
Okay. That is also a hit. We have a contender, you guys. For someone who can roll to hit a really low number. Ender, you have a friend.
And he's dead. And I'm just gonna, like, stare down the other one, like, come at me, bro.
Okay.
And that's it.
And they definitely stare at you, come at me, bro. And they're now moving up to crowd around you and attempt to constrict you with their vine-like arms. This one manages to constrict you. And you are restrained. And I need you to make another wisdom save. Okay. On the Shambling Mound's turn, it's going to move to engulf you yet again, Ender. Which you are once again blinded. That's all it does on its turn. Vine Bite 1 runs off in the distance as fast as its little head... Sorry?
Last round, you attacked me, then engulfed me. Are you sure you don't want to attack me first?
No, you're already grappled. That's why it engulfed you. The Shambling Mound engulfs a medium or smaller creature grappled by it. And Eli, it is your turn.
Is Ari drowning? Is that from the blade, or?
This thing is trying with all its might to pull her down. I mean, scanning around the battlefield, you can see that Ender has once again disappeared into the mound. But you can see that his arms and legs are sticking out at different angles. Like it doesn't seem to have enough mass to quite engulf him completely. It's just got his head and part of its torso stuck in it.
Okay.
But giving the battleground a cursory glance, it looks like this fight seems to be winding its way down. Auri just seems to be annoyed by this thing.
Okay, so it's not immediate. Okay, then I'm gonna aim at the Shambling Mound and cast Chromatic Orb.
You're casting at the Tree Blight too?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Alright.
That's a hit.
And it will be fire damage.
Okay. It partially resists that damage. You only deal 2 damage to the creature.
And I guess Eli wouldn't know, so he's like, And now I'm my turn.
Okay. Lothana, it's your turn.
Lithana will take a couple steps back
Okay.
to here, and looking back at the shambling mound, she will, I don't know, she'll blow on her arrows and say, come on, we gotta do this. And she'll take her 2 shots, holding her bow back and
Okay.
let me do Hunter's Mark, 1 second.
That's a critical hit. And Ender, you suddenly find yourself able to breathe, and you can see the morning light as this creature just sort of unfolds around you like a blossom, laying in the center of it. Very dead. Not you, the mound.
Wow, Lithana's really proud of herself. And then she's going to move her Hunter's Mark over to this young vine blade board and take another deadly shot.
Okay.
Go on the arrow, because that seems to work.
That's most definitely a hit. And you deal 13 piercing damage on the creature as you catch it. And it's now just sort of almost falling over itself as it's trying to move towards you. Looks like it doesn't have much life left in it.
And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Number 3 can't do anything except attempt to hold on to Auri. Zito, it's your turn.
Zudo is gonna fly over this wall and see what's going on the other side.
Okay. As you get to the other side now, you can see the rest of the outpost, the larger building that you saw before, the other thatch roof buildings, and you see this red-haired individual who is attacking these vine creatures. And you can see several of the bodies ruined around this person.
Zito's gonna help out this woman and cast Firebolt on
Okay.
this vine blight.
That's a hit. And you deal 8 fire damage to the creature. You can see now it catches light in a few areas. But it looks like it's just charred. It's not falling apart quite yet.
On my turn.
Okay. The other now blight is moving up and moves over the barrier, now looking up towards you. How far off of the ground are you?
I'm saying, how tall is the barrier?
That's like a 8-foot tall barrier. It climbed over it.
Alright, then now I'm saying 10 feet still.
And it's like just rows and rows of posts that have been sunk down into the wood that's been laid down onto the soft ground. The little turtle continues to rush at you, Lothana, snapping and snarling away. And the other blight now is going to attempt yet again to constrict you, Red. Oh wait, you're already constricted, so it can't do that. Auri, this thing seems to be loosening its grip from you. Like maybe it's lost interest in you, but you're still grappled by it. It's just sort of hanging off of you, almost like it's a fancy necklace.
Well, can I try to get out?
Sure. You can make a strength check. That's more than enough to get out of its grasp. You are no longer grappled by this creature.
Awesome. that was my action, right?
Correct.
All right.
But you still have your movement.
Yeah, but I don't want it to hit me again.
Okay, I understand.
Yep, I'm good. I'll stay right here.
Okay. Ender, it is your turn. You are no longer grappled or blinded. You're covered in the gross ick from this vegetation creature, and you're on your back.
I'm going to spend half my movement to stand up, and then I'm going to spend 10 feet to go south and kill that vine blight.
Okay.
Hopefully.
He's looking pretty
and
rough.
This is my last round.
Okay. That's a hit. And you, on your last round, cut the creature in half, killing it.
I'm going to use my second wind with my bonus action and just recover 1d10 plus my fighter level, so plus 9.
Okay. So you 17 hit points back. You look around yourself, assessing the battlefield. There's a turtle running towards Lithana in the distance. You can see its tiny little legs skittering across the soft ground. As you turn and look, you can see Auri looks like she's getting ready to launch herself up in the air. Eli is still kind of bored, hovering in the air on his crackling energy crystal thing. And as you turn and look on the distance, you can see Zito hovering over near this red-headed woman. And Lithana, it's your turn.
Lithana will skirt her way around the land.
Running
like,
away from the turtle? Okay.
Yeah, you know, getting out of its reach. And can she see the vine blight holding up?
It's no longer holding Auri. Auri has gotten away from its grasp. And it looks like it's collecting itself and looking around, establishing what it wants to go after next.
Alright, she'll move her mark over to it and take a deadly shot.
That unfortunately is a miss.
Not so deadly. Alright, this time she blows on the arrow and then she...
Okay. That is a hit. As you watch as the creature is blasted into the water, you take its head clean off its shoulders.
And then she'll move a little further so she can move.
Bye, Adam. Anna, are you also leaving us?
Yeah, I have to go walk my boss's dogs.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll tell you what happens.
Thank you.
And let's see. Yep, Vine Blight number 1 is going to rush over towards you, Red, and continue. You're already constricted by it, but it's going to try to constrict you as well. Now you have 2 of them on you, or at least this one's attempting to. And it manages to hit you, and it's now holding on to you. Make another wisdom save. Okay. And it's your turn. Would you like to use your action to get out of this grapple?
Yes.
Okay.
And that'll just be a strength save, right? Or a check?
I say strength check.
Okay. 14.
That is more than enough to get out of it. You are no longer restrained by this creature. That was your action.
Okay. So I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Oh, what am I thinking? You're also restrained by the other one.
Okay, so I'm just...
You broke one. You broke one restrained. It's not like you were double restrained. You just have another one hanging off of you. It's like it's very annoying. On Auri's turn, I will say that she is going to fly down to see how her friends are doing and hold her action. Eli, what are you doing? There's a turtle
Eli.
running around this peninsula trying to go after her companions.
Eli will go and grab the turtle.
Okay.
And then, so that he'll use his turn to pick up the turtle and hold the turtle, so it doesn't get bit.
Okay. He's still gonna bite you.
Oh, okay, that's fine. He'll have a long fall next turn.
It's just silly. All these blights are just trying to attack and missing or latching onto Red. Red, you're just getting beaten by these creatures. Zito, it's your turn, sir.
Do I get to make a wisdom save again since they just hit me?
Yes, please.
Nope.
Okay.
I will cast Scorching Ray. And those two.
Okay.
Alright. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. The tree blight is going to attempt to bite you, and it's trying to bite at you, but it can't quite. Its neck is not quite long enough to get you, Eli.
Stop it! Oh, he's like holding it out.
Ender looks around, seeing that there's all this going on over there. He's going to drop his weapon, pulling out his longbow now. Actually, no, he wouldn't be able to see because there's posts in the way. Shoot. So he's just going to hold his action. Zito, it's your turn again.
Okay, I guess I'll just do Magic Missile at 5th level and see if I can take these out.
And you take out almost all of them. There's still a few of them hanging off of you, Red. And Eli, it's your turn again. You've got this little turtle hanging out with you.
How high does a soul sled go?
It's in your inventory, it'll tell you.
Oh, true. Good thinking. Good thinking. It doesn't say how high it can go. It just says how much it can carry. Yeah, it doesn't say.
There is a speed. It should tell you what the speed is.
Oh no, I'm saying how high.
Your speed. That's how
Oh.
high it goes.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it goes only 80 feet.
So that's how high up in the air you'd go.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll move over to Ari.
Okay. Still holding the turtle?
Yeah. Oh, man, she's not here.
She's not here.
And
Yeah, going forward, point of order, you guys. If you guys come to a session and you need to leave early, that's cool. But I'm going to start deducting experience points if this starts becoming like a thing. Like if you guys have to constantly leave early. I mean, this is the first time I think that we've encountered this before. You know, so we can let it slide this one time.
because well, my thought was I was gonna give it to her, have her fly up.
Well, especially considering I didn't think they were going to be at the session tonight. They told me they weren't. So telling me last second that you're going to be here after telling me you're not, you know, that's a lot of extra time that I have to take to rewrite stuff and prepare the session.
Yeah.
It's kind of inconsiderate.
Well. Yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Lithana, it's your turn.
Lithana will move a couple feet forward so she doesn't shoot Ari.
Okay.
And she's going to take a stab at the last Vine Blight number 7. She'll blow on her arrow, notch it, and send.
Okay. That's a hit.
And she'll take her last shot and see.
That's another hit. And the creature slides off of Red's body, dead.
And that's the end of.
Okay. Red, you are no longer restrained. This other one I don't believe had actually attacked you.
Okay, so I will shake off the vines and swing at the remaining vine blight with my greatsword.
Okay. That's a hit.
And I'll go in again for a second hit.
That's also a hit. This thing is just barely clinging to life.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. Ender's turn. Ender will do nothing. He will hold his action. Auri will do the same. And Lithana, it's your turn again.
Alright. Take her last shot. And yes, get it, girl. She'll use that inspiration, and she's gonna get it done with not just an arrow and
That's a hit. And the creature is dead, and you are all out of combat.
Eli, holding the turtle, looks at Ari in bird form and points up.
Okay.
I think you could understand me. Fly as high as you can and let go.
Okay. Auri takes the thing in her talon very carefully, and then launches up into the air. You watch as her large bird form gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually you can't really see her anymore. This is too many dice to roll, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, you gotta say it's a pretty good thought. I'm curious if it still lives. That's my. I'm afraid that it's still gonna live.
Boom! Impact crater. She was smart enough to drop it out into the river. You can't see where it went or what it did. It is gone.
And that's just how you take care of a big tree. As Eli looks at Lathana and like does his little hand move.
Yeah. And I will first put red onto the character, the party sheet, and I will award experience points to all of you for that encounter.
Elethana will look over at Eli and say, "Wow, good idea, if I do say so myself." And she'll kind of give him a clap on the...
It doesn't always work. Some creatures have way more, they're way stronger than that. But I figured it might.
Red is now... You are now looking at these strangers. And you're still feeling a fuzziness. And you're a bit overjoyed to see strangers that are not trying to attack you, that are not plant creatures trying to kill you.
I'm gonna head over to Zito, I guess, since he's the closest to me, and very creepily smell him. And kind of be like, this one is tasty. I mean, tough. You should take me to the rest of your party.
Zito's out of there. You lost him, not tasty. So, guys, there's another girl trying to eat me over there. It looks a lot like Gunthrow.
I mean, one gunny's enough, man. Is it really like gunny?
Who's your friend over there?
Red, you watch as this motley crew of a giant eagle, a couple of elves of some sort, a half-orc, and what appears to be a kobold are all gathering themselves, checking their equipment with all these scattered remains of these creatures all around them.
Hey there, creature. Hello.
Oh gosh, he's coming this way.
Stepping forth, leaping over this little dividing wall, jumping into the water, and swimming up the shore towards all of you. This individual with this wild mane of red hair comes towards you. Her weapon slung over her shoulder and seeming to inspect all of you.
I'm licking my lips a little bit.
Whoa. Hey, hi. I'm Eli.
I kind of stare him up and down. This one is called Red. You guys fought very well for outsiders. What brings you to this outpost?
We were just traveling. Are you a tiger shapeshifter? But
My tail kind of twitches. I'm like, what gave it away?
Nathan looks at, whispers over to Eli. Oh, look, it's another gun. We were simply traveling and saw some conflict and couldn't pass up a chance to shoot something. Lorthana is smiling. She looks very satisfied with herself. And what brings you this way?
Why, I live here, of course. This is a shifter outpost that you have stumbled upon.
Shifter outpost. Interesting.
This one thinks that you should come in and stay maybe for a meal.
And as you say that, Red, echoing out from behind you, all of you now see these various individuals. It's looking in different ways similar to Red, but also different. Like they all seem to have the features of shifters, and some of them seem to be timidly looking off in your direction. And one of them yells out, "Who's that with you, Red?"
It is some tough new friends who are so strong and helped us protect the outpost.
Helpful. Well, by all means, invite them over for a drink. Bring them up.
I'm going to look back to the guys. You should come. It is very nice in our village. I promise you will love it. And I'm going to take off at a sprint back to the fence.
And off in the distance, you can see beyond the thatched buildings. There are a few thatched buildings, and then there's one bigger building, which seems to have a more traditional shingled roof. It's a one-story building, and then beyond it, there's a longer, what appears to be a boathouse, which is open on one end, which is right over the water. This building, besides the thatched buildings, is raised up on stilts, and there's a ladder, and you can see a few individuals who, now that these creatures are gone, they're coming down from the stilted house, and they're coming out and they're grabbing these vine creatures and chucking them into the swamp.
Red's gonna look back and call out, "You don't plan on just leaving without coming and saying hello to the people that you saved, right? That wouldn't be very polite of you."
Nathana looks over at Zero and Ender and Bird Ari and of course Eli. And what do you think? I don't know, how urgent are we on our quest? I mean, I'm all for a good drink and some company.
This task is pretty important, but I mean, these locals might know more about what's living here than those or the Ender's people.
Oh, good point. Gather some intel. What do you think, Eli?
All right. I like a good meal.
So
Do
you're
you
all,
have-
you're all
you have
heading up
com-
towards it? Sorry,
Your
go ahead.
last- Do you have comfy beds by chance?
Oh, the very comfiest.
Ah, see, Eli, it's right up your alley.
Yes, it is. I'd love to get some good night's sleep on that terrible boat.
Well, I guess after.
And I'll lead them into the outpost.
Okay.
Zito's gonna stay behind Ender and Ari. At least keeping one of them between himself and Red.
Okay. Zito seems a bit intimidated by red guys.
Especially when he called him Tasty twice.
Oh, jeez. All right, one by one, you all begin to enter into the outpost, and you can see more of these furry-faced shifter individuals. One person is poking their head out through a hole made in the wall of one of the thatched buildings, and just sort of sees all of you going towards the outpost, and then very quickly like scampers back, like shocked at the sight of you, back into the building. And one by one, you all begin to head into the outpost. The smell of the swamp filling your nostrils, this marshland. There's a tent of like almost like a sulfurous smell as well, like maybe there's a sulfur spring nearby. The sounds of wildlife echoing around you, the river water in the distance, and you can see this, a bit of a abode, this outpost, this raised on stilts building, which is looming close to the edge of this hill, and raising up from the water a bit. And you can see the boathouse on the side of it as well. You can see more of these individuals who are now waving towards you as you approach the outpost. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
It's Ashley, right?
Yes.
You played a pretty darn good barbarian.
Not my first rodeo as a barbarian.
Hey.
I have no idea if that initiative was working.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to do some research. Again, barbarians are weird with Fantasy Grounds. There's a lot of macros that have to be programmed, as with any class that has like weird abilities that affect checks and saves. To try and like keep you guys from having to constantly keep track of that, because as you guys probably heard from my frustration tonight, I had the same thing going on with the NPCs that I was trying to run. Like half of the monsters that you guys fought tonight did nothing but swim. They just swam across the water going after Red.
As Red furiously killed them all.
Yeah, she was a beast. I would say that she was going toe to toe with Ender in terms of like hitting people.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I missed it all. Yeah, until I was restrained.
Yeah. And at that point, they're all just like clambering, trying to like dogpile on top of you. That was the only thing that they could do.
Yeah, I was gonna go fireball them all and really end it early, but Lathana kept getting in trouble, so Eli had to save her.
That was a dirty trick, hiding that tree until you guys had got engaged. I admit.
Oh, that was good. It was the best thing to do because, like, I'm here thinking, all right, I'm gonna sit on Humphrey 30 feet up in the air, just do my thing. I'm untouchable. Right after Ender gets off, and then just, that was good.
Yeah, I was thinking about it as I was like starting. I was like, man, I have way too many of these little guys that are not doing anything, and then I have this tree that's still like, while it's motionless, it's completely indistinguishable from any other tree, which is how it was able to get the drop on you guys.
Oh yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great that you did it. You should have had more trees.
Well, I thought about it, but those things, like, they're meaty. Like it would have just been like you guys flying up in the air, kiting around, dropping stuff on them until they died. That's what the combat would have turned into. I had to throw the little gribblies in there to force you guys to get like comfortable with getting on the ground.
Clickbait.
That's exactly what it was. It was bait. It was just bait to get you guys down there. All right. Well, if you guys are ready to go, we can get started.
Yes. Potato, you said this 5 minutes ago, dude. And then we started talking about how Ari's about to, God forbid, touch Ender inappropriately without his consent.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt it. You guys were doing, your thing. Y'all were conversating.
Please, Ender has been touched so many times by Gundy.
Did you just call him Gumby?
No,
he
Gunny.
said Gun.
Oh, okay.
He said Gun. I think he might have said Gundy, but yes.
Gundy.
Gundy. He's a Gundy.
It's nothing new for him to be touched inappropriately.
Alright. Well, if you guys are ready, we can get started.
He's not wrong, and Ender wants to spend the entire session talking about it.
At least Ender's not receiving it this time.
Oh, snap.
We don't know. She can transform into things. I don't know what's gonna happen.
That's true, she can.
I'm just hoping for not the rhino.